Hey there, everyone! Welcome back to the ABCs of RPGs, where we teach you the basics of tabletop role-playing games. I'm back here with my fellow players. I'm Spencer. I'm going to be the game master for today, and we're playing Cyberpunk Red today. The cool futuristic world where corporations are the bad guys. That's only in the future, right? It's not now. Anywho, I'm joined by my players named Dalton.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dalton. I'm going to be playing a internet personality influencer type person named you. Why don't you introduce yourself, Dan?
Who are you?
You.
That's less than 7 seconds, right?
Yeah.
My name is Dan, he, him pronouns. I will be playing a solo type character named Skull, who also has he, him pronouns. So, oh, look, I am getting my volume turned up right now. You see that? I'm getting my volume turned up right now.
Oh, I did not see that.
Don't be self-conscious.
I'm not. Am I nice and loud now?
Yeah, it's hard to balance audio levels across everybody. It's annoying.
It's also difficult because sometimes I'm as quiet as a mouse and sometimes I'm a booming loud voice, and Dalton's known me for years, and I think he's still trying to get a thumb on me.
Well, it's just kind of whatever. Like, I got to get first impressions of how the day is.
Right.
What's today looking like?
Yeah, exactly. Without further ado, let me introduce Ashley.
Hi, my name's Ashley. I use she, her pronouns. I have a comment to make about our Game Master. Is Game Master the title that you use in Cyberpunk?
It is!
Well, Spencer, I gotta say, I'm disappointed. You have brown hair today, and I know full well there are 3 cans of hot pink hairspray in the bathroom right now.
Don't
So
tempt me. I will
Live on air, right now. Do it.
disappointed.
You won't. No balls. You won't. Hi.
that was
Go
for
do
your
it right
costume.
I told you could use a can.
I'll do it on the break. How about that, Dan? I'll do it
now.
on break.
No, on air. Do it on air. Do it.
No,
Spray right here.
I'll
give
do it
the
on
people
break.
what they want to see.
I will give
them that green screen pink.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin the green. Give me
screen.
On our break. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll spray my hair pink. We'll come back. Okay.
But it won't be on air. It won't be the same.
It won't be the same. You'll just have to do it next time we stream.
Aim it right. You can spray it without getting the green screen. Come on.
I am not good self-spraying. I did that with the red.
Ashley, you have technical hands. Can you spray Spencer's hair?
Let's
pink?
keep moving forward.
Cool. Yeah, didn't mean to cause so much chaos, but I totally did.
That's okay.
So my character is Alaska Bones. Her handle is Doc Ice, and she uses she/they pronouns, and
Which we
fixed. And
they were wrong last week. I'm sorry.
I mean, she was one of the pronouns, so it's okay. No one was misgendering her, so it was fine. But she is the med tech of the party, so I am not hoping for people to go down in this fight, but low-key hoping that someone goes down in this fight so I can put them in my cool body bag and then take them to a cryo chamber.
That seems excessive.
It sounds so cool.
Very cool.
But last but certainly not least, we have Christian.
Hello, my name's Christian. He, him pronouns. And I'm playing Null Pointer or NP. And he is the net runner of the group.
Slumlord.
So I'm going to be I've got multiple copies of the rule book up already, and Ready to go to kind of swim through all the details that is net running.
Ready to hack the
it'll be fun.
world.
Yeah, I'm gonna take over the world, just like Mr. Robot, and delete everybody's loans and stuff.
Do they have?
God, please. I've been watching my interest accumulate, and it's sad.
In Mr. Robot, the show that came out like a decade ago?
Yeah, they attack a major like bank and just like delete all the records.
Oh, I meant
of
Ashley's
everything.
like accumulating interest. Like it's been slowly accumulating and hasn't boiled over yet?
I was talking about my student loans.
Oh, student loans.
Since they started accumulating.
I thought you meant your interest
again.
I thought you meant your interest in the show,
Oh yeah,
Mr.
that's
Robot.
right.
Oh, no, I mean the amount of debt that I owe to the government for getting an education.
No, yeah, that
Yeah.
started back up again 9 days ago.
Ooh.
Yeah, but who's counting?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's counting.
It doesn't give me anxiety every time I open my
Don't remind me,
page.
please. Don't remind me, please. Thank you.
Oh.
Sounds like Mr. Robot copied the plot of Fight Club, and so I just want to say Fight Club
honestly,
did first.
now, if you need a good TV, like it's dark, but it is fantastic. It's one of my favorite TV shows. You should absolutely watch it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I was going to go into a whole tirade about that, but let's back to the game. So, we rolled on our table for our get to know you question for the characters, and unfortunately, got the question: are you an introvert or an extrovert? So Dalton actually proposed a different question. Dalton, would you like to explain what the get to know you question for our characters are today?
Yeah, so our get to know you question is Spencer, according to you, it's currently about the year like 2045. Right?
Yep.
So in this hypothetical scenario, your character gets access to a future computer that can make garden searches that are in the year 2040 or 2050, so 5 years in the future. You can make one search, and then we'll say click on one link, so you can't just like search like a whole bunch of stuff and just like scroll through all the searches. What is your character? What's your character searching for? Like, what are they trying to find out, and what are they trying to bring back? And is there any like special justification as to why? I can tell you right now, you is going to do some ego surfing and is definitely going to just search like you subscriber count.
So Skull is going to do something similar to you, but in a different. Instead of subscriber count, he's going to search up like the top 20 like causes of death, like in Night City,
Okay.
right, or wherever we are, and so he can find out what number one is and get a number to beat. You know, see, like instead of monthly subscribers, it's like, you know, total body count.
Monthly
How many-
murders.
Yeah,
He's-
murders.
so
Yeah,
he's-
yeah, yeah.
Skull is going to try
like
to
he
make
wants
the
like
list.
you know, like heart disease, smoking, cyber psychosis. Skull wants to be at the top. Like it's just Skull. Like
Skull.
murder,
Number one cause of death, skull.
murder. Parentheses by Skull. Number two cause of death, murder. Everyone else.
By everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. That's Skull's dream.
It's
Oh boy,
Is
here I go
Skull
killing again.
already a little bit cyber psychotic?
He has a 33 out of 60 humanity score, so
Oh,
he's
no.
right on the edge.
Yeah.
He's
He's
hovering.
right on the edge. But he's just evil.
That's a 3.
You know?
3 empathy.
Oh.
Yeah, he just thinks that there's a lot of trash that needs to be cleaned up.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what Doc Ice is gonna do. Doc Ice is gonna look at what the most profitable stocks are to invest in 2045.
lame.
So that she can make bank and not have to live in this shitty apartment with a lovely slumlord. Because her ultimate goal is to get off the streets and live in some greener pastures, and if she can make some money, maybe she can move to the moon and the world will be a better place. And, you know, it won't be, but it might be a little bit better.
That is a very sensible answer.
I was surprised more people weren't saying find out the winning lottery numbers or something like that.
Well, only
Christian
one of
still
us
has to
here
go.
is a
First one.
Christian, what's
NP, what are you
what's null pointer
searching?
searching up?
That is. It's a really good question. I'm trying to think of like the motivations that null pointer would have to, you know, kind of like what would I think null pointer would just be interested in the state of the corporation 5 years later.
Yeah.
You know, because yeah, we'll find out more about MP, but MP essentially, you know, basically has a gun to his head.
Constantly.
As far as well, or I should say a bomb in the brain. As far as Arasaka Corp goes, so secretly, you know, MP is hoping for their demise and the exposure that is what happens kind of behind the scenes that he's been privy to. So I would say, yeah, just that.
Well, here's the question though: would anyone even care? I mean, in this dystopian future, would anyone even care? I mean, people probably know that Arasaka isn't.
I mean,
ethical. Nobody is.
I mean, definitely other corporations would like that, but also there are definitely people that would love the downfall, obviously, of a corp. So, I think. I think as far as that goes, but it doesn't mean it would all be good, because then who takes over, right? Or who like
Another corp.
takes their kind of their holdings over the world. Probably another corp. So yeah.
I have a question for NP. It's related to your slumlording. Do you actually make money off of this, or does it all go to Arasaka Corp?
So are we role playing? I am assuming here.
Yeah, sure. I just like ask you that to the side. I'm like, I know you're. Well, I guess I don't know that. I don't know that your backstory. So
you don't.
So
yeah,
I
I don't
would
think
not.
you're privy to the information that it has anything to do with Arasaka Corp.
Yeah, because you have this whole backstory that you inherited it.
But yeah, I mean, I dress more like a corpo at times, so you would know that. But we haven't talked about that, and the idea was that the work that we did for, you know, to kind of frame this politician, right, with Rex, I think it was, the fixer and everything, that we were all a part of. Yeah, the idea was that like kind of Arasaka was behind that, but our characters don't know that yet. That's, I think, what we agreed on.
You.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah.
Spencer,
Cool.
I know you don't have a character. What are you searching?
Oh, what am I searching?
Yeah.
I was not prepared
It's
for that.
It's for actually you, but
It's
still
for actually
2050.
if I was in the Cyberpunk universe and what I could search.
Yeah, so first step 1, you get transported to the year 2045. Step 2. Step 2, then you get put to 2050, only to get sent back to 2045.
Oh my god. I'd probably do the stocks things too, just so I can have money. Because I'd be like dropping in like nothing, right? Like I'd have like the shirt on my back, and I wouldn't have any cyberware, so I'd be fucked. But no, I think it might be. I don't know. If I was in 2045, I'd probably
You'd
be
have-
a media person. But yeah, Ash.
Nothing. No, you'd have the same. You'd have the same amount of healthcare. Sorry.
Thanks, Ash. Thanks. Appreciate you sharing my medical information like that.
After he wins all the money from the stock.
Oh, the lottery.
Man, I can't
Then you
imagine.
can get that primo platinum plan,
Yeah.
bro.
Winning lottery numbers. That's a good one. Okay, no, but I have an
Numbers
actual
for life.
answer.
How expensive do you think extending Cobra coverage to the year 2045 would be?
Well, let's see. At a rate probably about $500-$600 a month, given inflation. I don't know. Really fucking expensive.
So I'd probably be a media person if I was transported into 2045. So I'd probably realistically 5 years in the future at 2050 look to see what the biggest scoop was, so I could go back in
Ooh, so you
time
could
and
get
be
it
the
first.
person to get that scoop. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you could build all your followers and stuff.
Yeah. Instantly credible.
That
So
makes
I'm
sense.
gonna
I
be
think that's
only
a good answer.
Yeah, thank you. So, last week on Cyberpunk, we had all of you guys. We got introduced to your characters. We went through your life paths. Christian's character, Null Pointer, we found out through his backstory that he actually owns the apartment building that you guys are in. Through kind of like a little sequence, you guys met Rico Robinson, the rocker boy who's upstairs and playing music all the time. You met Gina Zampata, the woman who fed you all a very nice, lovely home cooked potatoes and scrambled eggs meal. And she has three
lizard eggs.
a bunch of live animals in her place.
They were synth eggs, though, right? And synth potatoes.
The potatoes, yes.
I thought they were, but I thought her eggs were from her pets.
The eggs were clearly just 2 eggs cooked up and spread among 4 plates. Yes.
That didn't
But
answer
from
her
pets.
question.
Well, I mean, to us, they might have
So we
tasted.
each got half an
Did I
egg.
eat the parrot?
You tried to catch it. I don't think you succeeded.
No.
I wanted to eat.
We distracted you, you went outside, and now you're shooting other people.
Yes. But before that, while you guys were eating breakfast or lunch, who knows? You guys heard some gunshots in the hallway, went to investigate. Grant, the solo who protects the apartment building, who's paid by Rex, the solo, said one of the Andersons played a prank on him and he almost shot him. Null Pointer went to go investigate, met up with the Andersons, which are like a family of 5 that are all they're just a lovely mixed family. They probably have different fathers or mothers, but they're all family, and they all have Anderson tattooed on their knucks. So they're a really close family. And then after you met with them, they played a little prank on Null Pointer, shocked him a little bit with their door. But Molly, the kind of the matriarch, told you, "Hey, I'm sorry. Go to Dr. Carver, get patched up. It's on us." To which Null Pointer responded with, "I'm charging you double rent next month." And then so Null Pointer went to Dr. Carver. He got a speed heal from Dr. Carver. That's when it was pointed out that there was a car that had been sitting across the street all morning. I believe Rico was the one who kind of pointed that out. And so, Skull went to go investigate. He was told promptly to move along because the apartment, I don't know, something's going to happen to the apartment. And he responded with bullets. And that's where we left off last week. So, yeah. So, combat in Cyberpunk Red, if you want to be familiar with it, it's similar to D&D in the sense of there's an initiative order where everybody rolls initiative at the beginning. You make an attack roll to see if you hit them, and then you make a damage roll afterwards. Your attack rolls usually use a D10, where your damage rolls are usually involving multiple sets of D6s. Yeah, but there's a ton of stuff to do in combat. First off, I want to kind of make a ruling here. So Dan, where we last left off, you were engaged in conversation with this Militech looking person, and as he was telling you to move along, you said, "Well, I just opened fire." So, I do want to say there are ambush rules. If you have the core rulebook, ambush rules are on page 399. It is a part of the kind of the game master's guide when it's talking about story beats and how to craft a session. And it basically just says that ambushes, like the edge runners, make a successful awareness check against their opponent's stealth to know the ambush is coming. And I would imagine if the roles were reversed, it'd be the same way. However, I feel that this is more so if you're planning an ambush and have it all set up, and less of like, I pull a gun and start shooting. And Dan, I would say that these guys were not prepared to fight you. They didn't have their weapons drawn or anything. So I am going to rule that since you said I shoot him, you get one free attack. And then we all kind of do initiative. So we're going to go ahead and resolve kind of your attack and what you're going to do. And then everybody's going to roll initiative, and then we'll do initiative order from there. So this is an excellent time to kind of give you some of the handouts that I've crafted for you guys. These are taken from the core rulebook. So the first one I'm showing you is actions in combat. So that should have just popped up for everybody right now. There's a ton of stuff you can do in combat. There's move, attack, choke, equip, drop shield, get into a vehicle, get up, grab, hold action, human shield, reload, run, start a vehicle, stabilize, throw, use net actions, use an object, use a skill, vehicle maneuver. A lot. There's a lot. Don't worry. For the most part, especially with what Dan's going to do, all Skull's going to do is just kind of make an attack, which is very, very simple for you to do. And that's going to be most of what you do. This is just supposed to kind of like show, hey, these things encompass an action. When you're doing these things, this all takes an action. So that's just kind of good to know when you're doing that kind of stuff. So let me go ahead and get back. Sorry, I was getting my page ready for combat. But yeah, so Dan, essentially,
Yes.
every turn that you have essentially one move action and one other action, which is one of the actions that I showed you before. So on your turn, you can move as much as you want, but we can also just say like, hey, you're opening fire right now. It's whatever you kind of want to do. Your action, since you kind of already said I shoot him, we're just going to use that to shoot. And what type of pistol do you have, Dan?
I have a heavy pistol. I'm pretty sure, so it has a rate of fire of 2. I have the dual wields.
Yes. So, like we discussed last week, rate of fire, you can kind of think about that as like a fraction of whatever your attack action is. So, like you said, it's a rate of fire 2, so it's like each shot is like 1/2 of your action.
Yeah.
So
it's really more doubling your ammo capacity.
Yes, which is really nice. And that's good to know when, if you do like a melee weapon as well or something else that has other rates of fire, it's good to kind of keep that in perspective. So one of the first things I want to show you, I also have what's called single shot difficulty values based on range. So I just shared that with you. So when it comes to making a ranged attack, let me go ahead and get to... When you make a ranged attack, this is on page 172 of the core rulebook. It is always going to be the attacker's reflex plus relevant weapon skill plus 1d10 versus a difficulty value based on range. Unless, of course, the defender's dex, or sorry, unless of course the defender has a reflex of 8. Because what that means is their reflex, their reaction time is so quick they are able to dodge bullets. And then they use their defects plus evasion plus 1d10, but I'm just going to let you know these guys do not have a reflex of 8, or so you're good. You're just going to be shooting against your DV for these guys. But yeah, so as you can see, on this single shot difficulty values based on range, each different weapon has a different difficulty value that you're going to be rolling against. If you look at pistols, obviously it starts out 0 to 6 yards, which every square is 2 yards. So essentially, from 0 to 3 squares is a difficulty range of 13, which is not hard. It's not a hard DV to fit. And then as you get further and further out, it's going to go up to 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. But different weapons have different ranges. Like the assault rifle starts out at a 17, then goes to 16, then goes to 15, and a 13. A nice sweet spot right about the 13 squares mark. Which is, and then it gets harder again. So as you can see, choosing the right weapon for the right distance is really important because it's going to be much harder to hit people close range with an assault rifle than it is with a pistol. And keep in mind, I just let everybody else at home know, we are playing the apartment out of the Jumpstart kit, but we are using difficulty values from the core rulebook. They are different, unfortunately. I did share an easy reference page with everybody that had DV set in there. But to be honest, they're more difficult than they are in the core rulebook. I think the core rulebook actually has way more balanced DVs for range than the Jumpstart kit, because the Jumpstart kit did come out a year before the core rulebook. So just let everybody know that. But essentially, yeah. So Dan, let's look. This guy is within 2 squares of you. So in order to hit him, you're going to be rolling against a 13 for the DV. You see where I got that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So basically, yeah, you use your reflex plus your relevant weapon.
Am I able to like move forward at all? It's okay.
You have your full movement, and so your movement is equal to just squares.
So I kind of want to like walk up in between, like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to move you over just a little bit to fit you within that square. So is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. All right, handgun. So I have a base of 14.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like auto hit, right?
Are there fumbles if you roll a 1?
Yeah, I guess. Because usually you have to roll a d10 to do it and everything.
Well,
well,
the only way it would matter is if there's like some sort of like fumble rules, like if there's consequences if he rolls a 1 or something, or like bonuses if he rolls a 10.
Yes. So
okay, so I should roll.
Let me get to the rolls page. Sorry, I gotta go back to that. While I'm looking this up, to everybody at home, make sure you put on like the Cyberpunk Edge Runners soundtrack or something like that. Listening to songs or putting it on in your game at home is really good to kind of get people in the mood. And style and substance is very important for Cyberpunk. So
I couldn't wait for you to come and clear the cupboard.
The comment I wanted to make is that this is the first RPG I've been a part of that has special rules for a human shield as an action.
Yes.
It involves equipping an opponent you have grabbed as a human shield, and I just think that's wild. It's very cyberpunk.
So yeah, Dalton, you're correct. On page 130 of the core rulebook, there is critical success and also critical failure. The good thing with critical success is if you roll a natural 10, you roll another d10 and add it to your roll. So it's almost guaranteed to hit every time. Critical failure, though, is if you roll a natural roll of 1 on your d10, you have to roll another d10 and subtract the result from your first roll.
Gotcha. So it is still technically possible for Dan to miss. He just has to roll a 1 and then roll again, and that take him under.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
But how likely is that to happen? Some
Are
other
one.
good points to know is I want to talk about as you're kind of like planning this out and everything. There's actually different types of shots you can take as well. Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
Oh yeah, you think that hits? You think? Okay.
So what is your damage on that pistol?
So they are, I believe, 3d6. Let me double check. Yes, 3d6. So R 3d6. So it's 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, so I'm going to describe a little bit just like behind the scenes so you can kind of understand how this works. So he has 25 health, but he is also wearing 7 points of armor on both his head and his torso. So how this works is that out of the 9 damage, 7 is absorbed by the armor. So that means only 2 damage goes through. But how armor works in this game is that even though he only took 2 damage this round, because damage got through the armor armor is ablated, which means that it decreases from a 7 to a 6. So now his armor is only at 6, and his health is at 23. So basically, as you get hit with your armor, the more times you get hit, the more it's gonna just slowly decrease and do less protection. So you did a good amount of damage to him, and you got through his armor because seven armors is quite a bit.
Can I shoot him again?
Yeah, go for it. While you're making the second roll, there are such a thing as aimed shots. Unfortunately, you can't do it this round because you already shot once. But basically, at a maximum of 1 rate of fire, you can aim a single ranged or melee attack by taking your entire action. So instead of taking your 2 shots, just taking 1 action to kind of aim. And basically, you take a -8 to your check to aim, but you get to aim for a special area. If you hit, you deal the attack's damage as normal, and you also get an additional effect based on the special area you aim for. So if you aim for the head and that hits, even with the -8, you multiply the damage that gets through your target's head armor by 2, which is great.
I would have done that. Okay. Anyway.
Next round.
Next
Oh,
round.
no, you want to be dual wielding, Dan.
So
That's your whole deal.
question. It's just 3d6. You don't add like modifiers or anything to it, right?
Nope, it's just what that is.
Got it.
Yeah.
That is 10 damage. So
10 damage.
he took
Perfect.
4.
Correct. So that ablates his armor down to 5, and now he's at 19 health. So yeah, he takes a few shots, and you're still like up close arms with him and everything. Just to let you know, talking more about the aim shots, you can also aim for a held item that if a single point of damage comes through, then your target drops 1 item of your choice in their hands, and it lands on the ground in front of them. Or if you shoot them in the leg and it makes it through the body armor, your target also suffers the broken leg critical injury if they have any legs left that aren't broken. So always good to know. This was different from how that worked in the Jumpstart kit because it said it was a -6, and they also had like automatic fire and stuff like that. But they changed a few things, so that's how I was discussing that. But yeah,
Automatic fire is still in the red core rule, isn't it?
Full auto.
Oh, that's different
Like
from
auto
the
fire.
That's different from auto fire.
There was automatic fire had like a 3-round burst. The 3-round burst isn't in it anymore. Sorry, I should clarify. Yeah, but auto fire, yes, auto fire is still a thing.
So they condensed like a burst and fully automatic to just auto fire. Okay.
Yes. So, anyways,
questions.
Yeah.
They both relate to armor and damage. So looking at my character sheet, looking at my armor, there's SP, which is 11, and I think that's what gets ablated, like you're saying.
Yep.
So if it gets through once, then that would go down to 10. However, there's another column next to it that says penalty. What is the penalty column for? How would that apply?
Certain armor reduces like some of your stats. Think like in D&D, if you're wearing some heavy armor, makes you
Oh, like heavy armor,
gives
you
you
wouldn't
disadvantage
be
on
as...
stealth. Like
Yes.
there's some like
I
heavier
see.
armor. Granted, you're a med
Okay.
tech, so you probably aren't. Your base items probably didn't include super heavy armor. 'Cause
They're
you're not-
all light.
Yeah.
And then my second question was, since I guess this is for me specifically, but other people might have the same thing. My shield has HP instead of SP. So does that mean that say this shield has 10 HP, if it's dealt 11 damage, does that mean my shield is completely destroyed and then I take 1 damage on top of it?
Yeah.
As opposed to the ablated?
Correct. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That answers both of my questions. Thank you.
And SP stands for stopping power. case
Ah,
you're
that's what it
curious.
was.
Yep.
Doesn't stand for
I
special points.
forgot.
Special points.
No points. My shield has skill points.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
so skilled at stopping things.
But with that done, with our first shots fired, let's go ahead and roll initiative. That is your reflex plus 1d10. Just roll that for everybody.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Sorry.
You're good. And let's see here. Dalton and No Pointer, I'm going to draw your characters onto the board just to be able to add you into the turn order, but I'm not, don't worry, I'm not, you're not actually going to be here yet, so.
I think we need to drag them onto the board because when you do,
whoops.
we don't have access to them.
Okay, I took them off.
Sorry about that. My rib cage cramped.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Just like, you ever had your rib cramp before?
Yeah, I hate it.
Oof.
It's
like
really
a
weird.
side stitch?
It's like the fucking worst, man.
Like
I
when you
guess.
run and your side hurts, like that kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's what I imagine. What Dan described.
Sounds
kinda.
painful.
Okay.
I
So
do
you
think
said
you
it was
need to-
reflex plus initiative?
Yeah, reflex plus.
Or, sorry,
initiative.
reflex plus D10. Yeah.
The reflex. I
I do think you need to make my token bigger because I can't change the size of it.
I'll make it bigger. Hold on. Let's make you big. There we go.
And then sounds like
Add you in.
Christian might not be here at the moment. So
We'll add Christian when he gets back.
add Christian when he gets back.
I have an 8 reflex, but I only rolled a 2.
That's okay.
I'm so
You got
sad.
your first shot off. So.
Let me be sad. Let me
But,
feel my emotions.
just to share with you guys, here are the auto fire DVs. So if you have an assault rifle or SMG, these are the DVs you would use when you're engaging in auto fire. Which we can go over those rules when somebody decides to do that. But also, I want to show you wound states. So I'm going to share this now. Wound states are things that happen when you hit half of your health and less than 1 HP. So, for example, if you're less than 1/2 of your health rounded up, you take a -2 to all actions. And then if you have less than 1 HP, that's -4 to your actions, -6 to your move, and you have to make a death save at the end of your turn. So it's kind of cool because you don't immediately fall unconscious, but you're not doing well. You're not doing
Not
great at all.
Doing great.
Yeah. So that's
Not
when
looking so
Ashley's
hot, my
character.
guy.
Yeah. That's when Ashley's character really is going to come in handy. So.
Yeah. I've only got 1 body bag, so only one of you can try to die at a time.
And Skull's pretty big, so he might not even fit.
Skull doesn't die.
He only
No,
kills.
because I keep saving you. It's
Yeah.
canon.
Exactly.
And every time you lose more brain cells and more empathy.
It's your fault I'm fucked up like this, Doc.
So,
Hey,
Dan,
you're
what was your
alive.
initiative?
10.
10.
10. Okay, let's put that in there.
Cause
And then you, what did you get for your initiative?
13. I can type it in.
13. Okay. Right. I know if there's ties. Let's see here. Revolves ties by rolling again until the higher number wins. Okay, Dan. Roll again. We're gonna see if you or the enemy is gonna go first. And they got an 8 in total.
I rolled the exact same thing I did.
Which was 10. So you beat them. So you go first.
Wait, I was supposed to do just a 1d10 plus, right?
Plus reflex. Yep.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
Reflex. Okay, and then Ashley and Dalton, if you guys want to resolve your tie by rolling again and comparing numbers.
15.
Oh, that's gonna be hard to beat.
I don't know that I. Oh shit, bro!
Hell
Both of you
yeah.
rolling your 10s on this. I mean, technically that's a critical, and you roll another d10 and add to it, but
Well, I also did. I also rolled a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both did.
yeah.
Okay, so we both need to roll another
Roll
10.
1d10 and add it to your roll.
All right. Damn. I only...
And
comes out on
Ashley,
top.
yep. It's good to note too that you only do that once. You can't stack 10s. So
What?
So if you
No
roll
exploding
double
dice?
tens-
yeah.
Exploding
So-
dice are the best.
Yeah. So, okay, Dalton, where was you at the time of this? I thought they were at the first floor, like behind, like looking out the window or something, right? Or where were they?
Yeah, so I think we all went down to the ground level and were like looking outside.
and we sent
and
Dan.
right, Null Pointer was trying to convince me to go out and talk to him, and I said, "No, fuck you, pay me."
Yes, this is correct.
And then Skull was like, "I'll fucking do it," and rushed outside. So we're all at ground level. I think you, Doc, and Null are all like kind of like inside the building, like inside the doorway, right? At the moment. So about how far away does that put me?
I'm gonna say like maybe like 3 more squares out off of the map. Because it's like I imagine it kind of like this is the edge of the street. If we flip this, like it's like right here, and then so like maybe like 2 squares to be inside the building and everything.
Okay. So if like 3 more squares off the map inside the building, that'll be 7 squares
Mm-hmm.
to away from one of these guys.
Yes, Christian, roll initiative.
7
Drag your token onto the map and then roll initiative.
7 squares is 21 meters.
Yeah.
No,
No, it's double. It's 2.
Yeah.
So
it's like 40
7 would be
something.
14. Yes.
That's so far away. It's like a football. It's like half a football field away. Just to get across the street. How big are these streets?
So what weapon are you using again?
I'm gonna run onto the street then to get onto the
Okay.
map.
Get a little bit closer. Okay.
And I'm firing a very heavy pistol. So now I am 2, 4, 6 meters away.
6 meters?
I believe, right? Because each square is 2
Oh yeah.
meters.
1, 2, 3. Yep. So your DV to hit now is only 13.
Yeah. I changed my. I did my math earlier wrong. I meant because I'm only 3 off the three extra off the thing to stay inside, right?
Yes.
I did way too much math.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. So I should be in like the 7 to 12 range if I'm off
Got
the
it.
map.
And you're inside the building,
If
right?
I'm inside the building, I should be in the 7 to 12 range, right?
That sounds right because it's 1, 2, and then what was it? We said it's like 7 or no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like yeah, it would be 7 to 12
Okay, cool.
because it'd be 12 meters away. Yeah.
All right.
So,
my
your DB
my
would be
difficulty
15.
value is 15 to hit.
Yep.
/roll 1d10. Adding my reflex, right? Because it's a ranged attack or dexterity.
Yes. Yes. Should be your reflex.
Reflex. Okay. Plus how good I am at pistols.
Yeah, reflex plus relevant weapon skill. So that would be, yeah, if you look at like range weapon skills, there's archery, autofire, handgun, heavy weapons, and shoulder arm. So
okay,
yeah,
so my ranged weapon skills, it already has a base of 11. That's what I'm adding to it, right? Not like,
yes, because
okay.
what base is your level plus your skill. So the level would be reflex plus your scat. Sorry, level would be whatever skill level that is. Stat would be the reflex, and base is just those two added together.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I've already pre-done that math. 16 to hit, so that should hit.
That does hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
So very heavy pistol, so 4d6. So 13 damage to the one closer to skull.
So 5 is absorbed and the armor gets ablated. And then that leaves, I know math. Hold on, I know math. That leaves 8, right? 8? Yes. So 8 goes through.
Yep. And my movement was kind of like stepping out into the door, firing, and then stepping back inside. Or actually, I have 2 shots on the heavy pistol.
Yeah, ROF.
No, it only has a rate of fire of 1.
Oh, it does? Oh, because it's a very heavy
Very
pistol.
heavy is only once.
So there you go. That's it. Yep.
Why? What's the point of a very heavy pistol?
Well, it does a lot of damage for one shot. So think about it like
It does 1 more d6 than a heavy pistol.
yeah, but like think about it like this is that you can basically do an aim shot and it doesn't take away your other like rate of fire.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, like it's probably mostly meant for aimed shots.
Yeah. So, especially if you like have a high enough skill level, you can offset that and everything.
Mhm.
So, it's really good at doing damage like with one shot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah. So, that was your movement and your action. And it's good to note too, you can split these up. So, if you have like an ROF of 2, you can like move a little bit, shoot, move back, shoot, or move a little bit, shoot, move all the way forward, melee attack. You can split it up however you want. It's really it's just like D&D in that sense.
Yeah, flexible that way.
Yeah. And so I believe that is the end of Yu's turn. Rap was.
I think I was supposed to go first.
She was.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Which like is totally cool. I was just confused.
I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry.
I think it's because Spencer hates Ashley. He's just
Clearly
her specifically.
Yep.
On
by
a
the way,
vendetta against Doc Ice.
Mhm.
And
Spencer
she's
has
gonna
a
give you the
disdain for our
cold
medical
shoulder.
professionals.
oh, that's good. That's good. You should yell that at enemies.
Thanks.
Christian.
also has an initiative of 13, so he also needs to roll an additional D10 plus reflex.
Yeah.
Just put Christian after Ashley.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Ashley, take your turn.
Ashley's turn. So I was standing like out here because I saw Dan. I saw Skull pull his gun. I'm not entirely certain if I heard exactly why he's blasting. But have these guys started pulling their weapons on Skull yet?
Oh yeah. You can
Yeah.
like he's open fire. Like they're like reaching for their guns right now.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, Skull's my homeboy, so like I gotta shoot. Um.
So, anyways, I start blasting.
Anyways, I start blasting.
So
Um.
currently, from your
So
position, they are only 3 squares away.
yeah, and that is what, 15 meters?
So every
Or
square
is it
is
6?
2.
Is 2 meters?
Yes.
2, 4, 6 meters.
Yeah, meters, yards. It just every square is 2 meter yards.
Meter yards.
Are you shooting with
2
a
meters
pistol?
per yards?
No,
Yeah.
I am shooting with an assault rifle, so I think I need to run away and then shoot.
Yes, because currently at this range, your DV is 17. So
Yeah.
if you move quite a bit away, your DV gets lower.
Is there like
But
a
you
post,
have
to
op-
move,
post box
like,
somewhere she could like run behind to like fire behind a few feet down the road or something?
Yeah, is there like a dumpster or something? Or trash cans? How's the public sanitation in Night City?
There's trash everywhere.
Yes, but are there cans?
Yeah, of course. There's cans behind this building right here, up in the top left.
Up in the top left?
And it's good to note you can use your action to run. So take an additional move action, but only if you've already taken a move action this turn.
So I do have a move question.
Yes.
When my move is 7, does that mean I get to move 7 squares or
Yep.
7 meters?
Yep. No, it's squares.
7 squares, which is 14 meters.
Yep.
It's like 1, 3.
Spencer, you gotta like when someone asks you an or question, you gotta give them one of the 2 ors they asked, not just say yep when it was the first thing. Like the third time that's happened today.
What? What?
When someone was like, "Hey Spencer, is it this thing or this
This
thing?"
or
You're
this.
like, "Yep,
Yeah.
it's that
Yep.
thing."
It's that thing.
So move on page 127. Move specifically is every turn a character gets a move action which can only be used to move a number of meter yards equal to their move times 2. But since every square is two of that, basically, or a number of squares equal to their move, which can include moving diagonally.
So that's like now 12 meters away. So we're just going to roll with that because that's how far I got. That decreases my DV by 1, so it's something. So I am going to shoot with my assault rifle, which has a range of fire of 1. So I use my shoulder arms to shoot with that.
Yeah.
So that's a 1d10, and fortunately I am like rather skilled in that, so I get to add 13. Fuck me! So I go wide. I miss it.
Well, you roll a d10 and minus from it, but
Well, she already missed.
that still misses anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'm
What?
sorry, Ash.
What's the rolling a d10? The
So
DV was 16 and I rolled a 14.
Okay.
I failed.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So
He was
basically,
saying, since you rolled a 1, you technically would roll again and subtract it.
Yeah.
But since you already failed the
I already
difficulty
failed,
value,
so
it
does
doesn't
it
really
matter?
matter.
no.
Okay.
I was just reacting to your roll.
So if we're doing this right, let's see how much I failed by.
Ooh, that's
7. So does that mean I hit someone I like?
No.
Okay.
Adam isn't our DM
just-
right now, Ashley. We're safe. We can shoot things. This is a
All right.
safe space
I
for
now have
ranged
99
characters.
bullets, kids.
Perfect.
Great. I guess that's my turn. I'm the med tech, guys. I'm not supposed to shoot people. I'm supposed to save lives.
Supposed to save lives, not take them. So, Christian, null pointer, you're currently, I know the map doesn't show it, but you're currently in the building right now. So if you look at the road where like you is, imagine 2 squares further back That's where you are. You're inside the building. Think of it as kind of like a reflection. See on across the street, there's like one square for the sidewalk, and then one square inside the building. That's like where you are, just reverse. So both you and you are inside of the building. You popped out to shoot and then popped back in. So that's where you are right now.
So I have 2 extra squares to move to get to the front guys. It's right.
To get to where your token is on the map, yes. But you can open fire from inside the building or like pop out real quick and shoot. Because they're only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 6 squares away from you.
You're gonna have to pay for those damages if you shoot through your windows, though.
That's correct. Yeah.
No, he'll just increase rent on whoever lives in that unit.
Well, he's already charging double rent to someone, so
Is there any
that should cover it.
Is there any like Overwatch mechanic? The enemies haven't taken a turn, right?
No, they have not.
I wasn't sure if there's like any Overwatch mechanic or whatever. If you like,
What do you mean by that?
So in a similar way, like I guess a ranged attack of opportunity, basically. In some games, like tactical games, like Overwatch, would mean like if you move in a certain area after they have done Overwatch, they could have an opportunity to attack you from range. Right?
I think there's a hold action where you can say like, I'm gonna do a thing when this happens. Like you specify a condition and then
yes,
an action.
Yeah.
Okay. So exactly what Dalton said. So there's not attack of opportunities like there are in D&D, but holding an action is basically hold an action later in the initiative queue. You must choose a specified event to trigger the action, or a specific number in the initiative queue when the action occurs, as well as what the action is and what the intended target is.
Okay, so that takes up your action for the turn, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move. So I have a movement of 7, so I can move 7 squares, right? So I move 2 to get to where I'm at, and then I'm going to move. It's diagonally as well.
Yes.
Right, 2 to where I'm at, and 3, 4, 5 is fine, I guess. Yeah, this is interesting because if I'm behind here and the other dude wants to shoot me, then maybe that's opportunistic for me. Anyway, I'm going to move here and then I'm going to attack this bodyguard or whatever with my heavy melee weapon.
All right.
Your katanas?
Yeah, so I have a katana that protrudes, my cybernetic arm kind of transforms a little bit and it protrudes out. It becomes like a sharp katana. I'm going to slice at this guy.
So how melee combat works is that it's resolved with the attacker's dex plus relevant melee attack skill plus 1d10 versus the defender's dex plus evasion plus 1d10. So I am going to see what their evasion is. These guys are dex plus evasion. Oh, they don't have evasion. So it's just their dex. Okay. All right, they got a 12.
Okay, sorry. Making sure I do this right. So I have a melee weapon fighting skill. I put 6 into it, but I have 8 from the dex, so that would technically be 14.
Yep.
Right?
That sounds right.
So I would, gosh, my dex is 8. Oh no, yeah, I just add 8 to that skill level, right?
Yeah.
And then
it's good to point out too that you can do aim shots with melee weapons as well, but before you roll. not after.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to. So I hit an 18 there.
Yeah, that very clearly beats his 12.
Yeah.
So you get to do your attack, which you said what type of melee weapon is it again? It's a
It's
heavy
a heavy
melee
weapon, so it's 3d6 damage.
Yeah. And it's a ROF of 2, so you get to hit twice.
Yeah. So I'll do 13
I think it's funny
damage.
it's still called a rate of fire.
It is a
Just
little
sword.
silly, but I
Yeah.
think it's better to like keep terms consistent, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Why not just rate of attack, right?
Yeah, or like attack speed or
But,
something.
Yeah. Cement.
So
that's 13
here's
damage.
a question. Sorry,
Yeah.
you play your turn, and I'll ask my question after.
That's okay.
By the way, if you roll 2 6s on your damage, you get to inflict a critical injury. So that's good to know for later. I'm trying to check armor.
rolled one. But not 2. Well, you can ask. I guess he's looking at rolls. Maybe not. But
I'm trying to see how melee affects armor ablation. I thought it was different, but I'm having trouble finding the page.
I don't believe I saw any like armor pin stat for the weapon, but yeah, it doesn't have.
I mean, I think it's just the same.
Oh, yes. Sorry. That's what I was trying to remember. Okay. It's brawling that it's different. When dealing damage, brawling attack does not ignore half the defender's armor.
Yeah, that's if like you're just straight up punching.
Yeah.
All
So, yeah,
melee,
okay.
yeah, all melee weapons ignore half of the defender's
Half the
armor.
defender's armor,
Round
but
up.
it still ablates the armor, right?
Oh, I'm assuming so. Like it would still damage it.
Yeah. But brawling does not, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it just doesn't. Maybe everything ablates armor, but brawling specifically just it does not ignore half. Sorry, I thought there were specific armor things for that. Okay. Anyways, so how much damage did you do?
13.
13. Okay. So ignores half his armor, so only his armor's at 4, so it only minuses 2, so 11 damage goes through. And normally I would calculate the armor and everything, but he only had 11 health left.
Nice.
So how do you kill this guy with your sword, Christian?
Oh, I chop off his head. Just straight across.
Just cuts him right there.
So, yeah, that guy is dead.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do. I'm not very tanky, but I try to deal some damage. So my next question is, can I make that aimed attack or whatever? That's a ranged attack with a melee weapon. Well, no, it's part of my arm though. How would I do that? Like I'd need to be next to somebody to do the next attack, right? Like I just
use
forfeit the
all your
ROF.
movement. Yeah.
Well, I didn't use all my movement, but I can't get to anybody else on it.
And you don't have a gun?
No.
Okay.
Well, I have throwing knives, but I can't throwing knife after like my attack was with my katana, right?
Well,
I guess that's
so. What is
How
the
does
rate
that
of
work?
fire on your katana and the rate of fire on your throwing knives?
It's 2, both are 2, so
Yeah.
you can throw a knife.
So like when
Okay.
you're doing the math, the rate of fire on the katana is 2, so that takes up half of your attack. Your throwing knife also has a rate of fire of 2,
Right.
so using it
Right.
will also use up half of your attack.
So yeah, as long as it's half or less of my
Yeah.
attack, I could still do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I will. So does the does the enemy in the back have a gun as well? Have they pulled out a gun?
It appears so.
What does
There's
that mean?
very rarely people who are unarmed in Night City.
Sure. So I will attempt to pull out a throwing knife and throw that at this enemy here. And I assume, yeah, that's going to be at enemy in the back at the easel type thing.
So throwing rules is so basically
Ooh, I could... sorry.
It's on page 177. So throw.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
That's
if you want to throw an
person?
object,
Oh, okay.
you can do so by using an action to make a ranged attack using Dex plus Athletics plus 1d10, up to a maximum of 25 meters per yards. And you use the grenade launcher DV entry on the ranged table. If you're throwing the object at a person that can dodge bullets, they can choose to dodge your object as well, just like normal. Melee weapons deal their stated damage when thrown, but don't have SP. Grenades deal the same damage as they would when fired from a grenade launcher. An improvised weapon does as much damage as the GM thinks it would. So yeah, so it's your Dex plus Athletics plus 1d10, and we use the grenade launcher DV.
That's 24.
That's a critical, so you can roll another d10 and add it.
I think he's probably
yeah, I'm pretty
good.
sure that's gonna be fine.
I mean, I can... Oh! I rolled a 1. Right.
Nah, it's okay. It doesn't. Those don't mean anything on the second roll. So
yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah,
that's 25.
You definitely hit that guy for sure.
And then that is a light melee weapon, right? So that's just 1d6. So that's 2. It does ignore armor, but it doesn't ablate it.
Yes. Okay, so you said it doesn't ignore armor, right?
No, it does. This damage ignores the defender's armor and doesn't ablate it.
Okay. Where's that at?
That's under the throw rules.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Oh, wait, no, that's... Oh, sorry, that's the grapple, though. You can use this action.
Yes. So it says over
sorry.
on the right side when it's talking about throwing an object, it says
Yeah, I'm sorry.
melee weapons deal their stated damage when thrown, but don't have SP.
Okay.
So, so his armor is 4. So basically, the knife hits his chest and falls on the ground. Unfortunately,
Okay.
So because the armor doesn't, the armor does its job and protects the knife throw.
So I can finish my movement after this fact, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because I did 2, 4, 5, 6, so I could move 1 more. I have 7, so... Alright, that's my turn.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we were talking, we've talked about rate of fire, which is also the same term that's used for these melee attacks, so like the throwing knives and the katanas. Can you like mix and match? So like if I have a rate of fire of 2 on a pistol and on the katanas, like can I shoot with a pistol and slash with a katana? Like I
Yes.
can mix those two.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, as long as the rate of fire isn't less than what you have left for
Right.
your
As
action.
long as you have like enough
Or
time left over, or action left over.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
just the main thing to keep in mind is like we keep using kind of like the fractions and everything. If you have that kind of fraction left of your action, you can still do something with it.
Does it cost actions to draw or switch weapons?
Excellent question. So this is maybe the reason why I feel very validated by this game. Drawings, dropping, and stowing, which is on page 170, is the same thing I've been using personally for Dungeons and Dragons for years. Same exact rules. I love it. So basically, drawing an easily accessible weapon into a free hand isn't an action. Basically, just drawing your gun like everybody's doing right now, perfectly fine. It's a free action. Dropping a held weapon to the ground isn't an action, but stowing it on your person is an action. One exception, equipping and dropping a shield takes an action. See using a shield later in the section, page 183. So basically, if you want to like switch weapons and keep the other weapon on you, that's going to take an action. But if you just drop whatever weapon you have and you just pull out another weapon, it's a free action. So you can think about it like if you're shooting with your assault rifle and they get close enough, you just drop your assault rifle and pull out a pistol. That's kind of like, yeah, the rule.
That's cute. You think I have multiple guns.
You think I am made of money?
I got 200 eddies to my name.
But yeah. Anyways, Skull, it is your turn again.
Yeah, so my character is gonna.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
Don't the enemies have to go?
Dan's
No.
first.
He still goes first before.
They tied,
Okay.
and then they
I
rolled
gotta-
again, and he won the draw.
You remember
I see.
Dan got a special bonus attack?
He did
because
do that.
he got
so
them off
this
guard.
is his like real move.
This
Yep.
is Dan's first turn
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
initiative order.
I follow. I follow now.
So first, Skull's gonna look at Null Pointer and just be like, "The fuck, man! You stole my kill. How am I supposed to be the #1 cause of death in this fucking place if you keep taking my kills?" And like just points both guns at him, and then goes, "Ah, all right." And so I'm gonna activate my Sandevistan.
Yeah.
So Sandy activated, and I think that takes an action, right?
It does take an action to do.
So does
Okay.
that mean that you re-roll your initiative, or how does that work?
I think he adds to the existing one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it adds +2, right?
I thought it was +3. Right, Cyberpunk.
Sandevistan.
When activated, adds +3 to initiative for 1 minute.
Yeah, it is +3. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Okay.
Yep.
So now I'm at 13 as well. Ha ha ha.
Roll another d10, bitch.
There we go.
Ha ha! I rolled a 9.
Plus your reflex.
What?
What's your reflex?
So you're tied with everybody else. Ashley's asking you to see if you beat their other.
Oh,
rolls.
I have an 8 reflex, so that would have been a 17.
17.
That's what I rolled on the second
So-
time.
So Ashley and I have to re-roll d10s again.
I guess so.
Skull can just go before me since he's got the Sandevistan. I think that the bonus.
Sounds good. Dan
I'm
shoots.
cool if Spencer's cool rolling that the Sandevistan provides significant enough advantage that he can go before us.
Yep, just speeds him
Yeah.
up so he goes first. Yep.
And I'm going to use my movement to blink over here and just tap this guy on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, buddy, what you doing?" Hi. You ready for sleepy times?
Perfect. Well, it is now their turn. This guy right here pulls out his very heavy pistol. And well, yes. Yeah, definitely his very heavy pistol. And he looks over at Null Pointer, who just killed his guy. And he is going to make a attack against you. Let's see here. Is your reflex at 8 or higher?
It is, so I can attempt to dodge the bullet.
Dodge the bullet!
That's freaking wild, man.
So I am rolling 1d10 plus this private security's weapon skills, and you are rolling 1d10 plus your dexterity plus your evasion skill.
Where's evasion?
And he got a 12.
Oh.
Evasion is a skill.
Yeah, where is it?
It's probably in body. It's not. Oh, I lied. Oh, jeez.
It's under fighting skills. So in the middle, underneath
Oh,
brawling.
there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like in the very middle of the whole
What?
thing.
Oh my god. What? Okay. Sorry. Okay. +8, +5. So that's 16 +5. That's 21.
Yeah, he like lines up the shot right, and it's a very heavy pistol. So he only gets one shot with it, and he shoots, and you bullet time this. You dodge out of the way. And he doesn't get anything on you. It doesn't do any damage at all because you
Heck
just
yeah.
I don't know if you do the whole lean back. I don't know if you do the head to the side, but completely misses
Oh,
his
the
shot.
whole lean back, dude. Well, maybe that's overkill. It's one bullet.
Yeah.
But it's still cool.
Oh.
Hey, this is all about style.
The rule of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy is going to actually back away from you, Dan, and as he does so, he is going to. Oh, before he backs away, he's gonna do slice and dice.
Mhm.
So he has a monofilament wire mounted in one finger.
Oh, I thought about getting that.
Yeah, so he's gonna try to attack you with that, Dan. So that is he's rolling 1d10 plus his reflex and his weapon skill, and you have to roll what did I just say for melee? Your dex plus evasion. Sorry,
So
I'm
I
rolling
have
dex plus melee, and you're rolling dex plus evasion plus 1d10.
I have an 8 reflex. Does that change anything?
No, it's a melee weapon, so whatever you would do normally, that works.
Okay, so you said 1d10 plus.
Dex plus evasion.
Oh,
And he
wow.
got in total.
1d10 plus.
13. He got 13 in total.
Dex is a 6. Plus, what's my evasion skill? My evasion's 12. Wait, okay, hold on. So I
your
would add
evasion is the 12
Dex.
would be your dex plus evasion.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so it's okay. Sorry. So it would be more accurate to say, oh crap, I got 10 or 22. I mean, like,
Yep.
I got a net 10.
So he kind of.
Sorry, hold on, Spencer.
Oh.
So it would be more accurate to say then you're just rolling with like the base, like so not
Yes.
yeah. So in the stat column, it is called base, which is level plus stat. So where you said you're rolling with dex plus evasion, evasion is dex, so it would just be 1d10 plus the base. Okay, got it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry,
I think semantics.
Spencer
I agree with
Spencer
Dan.
confused me.
Sorry, I was just trying
Spencer
to.
You're a terrible game master, and I hate you.
Aw.
Move on.
I'm reading it like it is in the
Dang.
book.
Oh my God! Shut up. Keep
Yeah, sure.
going.
Deflect to Mr. R. Talsorian, would you?
So yeah, this guy like opens up like the tip of his finger, and you see this like fiber wire come out and kind of like lash. He's like going for your
Nice.
neck, but you clearly just like dodge out of the way. You've seen this too many times. You know booster gangers who have this fucking stupid pussy ass shit all the time, and you know what to do. So you dodge out of the way.
Sandy, what are you trying to do? That's what I say
So
to him.
he does that, and after he misses, he backs up. And he starts to get into the car. He doesn't get in it quite yet, but he starts to get into the car.
Does he take his easel?
He doesn't. He that would take like an action, and he used his action to try attack Dan. In fact, as he probably moves, he kind of like probably knocks it over. It's not damaged. It just kind of like falls over to the side and everything. But okay, so he does get into the vehicle, but he can't start it up until his next turn. So, yeah. And well, that is their turn. Well, actually, this guy is gonna back up. How many movement does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. He backs up to there. What's up?
Surprised he's not going to get in the car too.
Yeah. And because of his Sandevistan, Dan, it's Skull's turn again.
Yay! So I am going to drop my pistols, and I'm going to walk up and take my Tetsubo and bonk this guy. And I'm going to try to, like, baseball swing it and try to catch his head in between, like, the club and, like, the roof of the car as he's, like, getting in.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway. Or 1d10 plus, so heavy melee weapon. What do I use to fire that?
I should clarify. I'm sorry. He did not get into the vehicle. He was like motioning towards the vehicle, because getting into a vehicle is an action and starting a vehicle is an action. And the reason why that's important is because cover in vehicles, like SP and everything, is super important in this game. So he is not in the car. He like maybe started going for it. But basically all that means is he has all the same armor and stuff that he had before. So go ahead and do your thing. Is this a melee attack?
Yeah, I'm using my Tetsubo.
Got it, perfect. So he rolls his Dex plus evasion, which is You got a 13, so yeah, you clearly get him.
I'm just like, what are you doing, bro? Okay. R4D6. Bing, 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 bong.
Oh, man. So he only has 4 armor. So that ablates one of his 4 armor down to 3, and he takes 11 damage from that. So his health is 30, and it goes down to 19. So he's still okay, but he got sliced pretty good. So
that's a club. He got bashed.
Oh, he got bashed pretty good.
He got bopped. He got bamboozled.
Oh man. So, okay. Next up, we have Doc Ice, which I remembered your turn this time.
Got a question for you.
Yeah.
Is there a way to do like non-critical damage? Like, can I shoot him in his kneecap if we're like close to killing him, but I want to interrogate him?
Let's see here. I mean, I would argue that probably falls into the like you doing the aim shots to, like, 1, shoot his weapon out of his hand, or 2, to like shoot him in the leg and give him the critical leg injury like thing. So yes, you can do that. You just have to be doing aim shots to inflict that damage, because aiming to like a hand does the damage and like makes them drop their weapon at their feet. And the critical hits, which are detailed on page 187, like critical hits to like the legs, let's see here, would be like blah, 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 blah. Like broken leg is -4 to movement. So like stuff like that is pretty gnarly.
To answer your question, I don't think there's a way to say I only reduce him to 1 HP. I think that if he dies, if you deal enough damage, he dies.
Yeah.
Is there have we been dropped a chart for the DVs for aiming?
Yes. So if you look under handouts, there's single shot DVs based on range.
Yeah.
Are you using that for your assault rifle again?
Yeah, but if I'm aiming, like
You
doing an aimed
subtract
shot?
8.
It's a -8.
It's a -8 if I'm
Yeah,
doing
to the
an aimed
check.
shot. Okay.
Mhm. And what are you aiming for? His head, his hand, or his leg?
I was gonna aim for his leg, and I'm gonna.
Okay. If a single blade of damage gets
Yeah.
through your target's body armor, your target also suffers the broken leg critical injury if they have any legs left that aren't broken. So that -4 to move.
So, is this 44 feet? Is this accurate?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 squares. No. That feet. Don't use that measuring thing. Count
Okay,
by
that's
squares.
fine. That's what I was asking.
1, 2, 3, 4,
It is
5.
not accurate.
So 5. So it's 5 squares, which would be 10 meters yards away.
Ugh. Okay.
So currently, it's a 16 to beat.
I'm just gonna shoot him. We're just gonna not worry about aiming. I'm just gonna aim for his body. His just all of him. Because I couldn't even hit him last time, so. It was weird.
And you weren't doing the -8, so that's just a 17, right?
Yeah, it's just a flat 17.
All right, the DV was 16, right? So you beat it.
Yes. So I actually get to roll damage. Thank you for your patience. I'm still figuring this out.
You're okay. That's what this is for.
So
We're explaining how the game works.
that is 14 damage.
Okay, perfect. He has 7 armor, so half of that is absorbed, but that ablates his armor down to 6, and he still takes 7 damage. He's still looking okay.
Okay.
And that was your turn, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. All right, you.
Sorry, is that other guy, he's like dead, or is he like mortally wounded and bleeding out?
Which guy? The guy that
The one
no
with the
pointer
red
cut the
X
head
on
off?
him. Oh, he's dead, and he's
Yeah.
dead.
He's
Okay.
very dead.
I just want to interrogate someone, okay? I can't interrogate
might
someone
be
who's
able to do
headless,
that.
though.
You put points into that skill, and now you're like, I have to use this.
I have plans for that.
Ooh.
Oh, you.
Is there
It's your turn.
necromancy in Cyberpunk?
No.
I was saying interrogation, but maybe we could. There's technology to.
Tap into past memories.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
yes, that's my turn. So somebody else is up. Probably
Dalton, you.
Am I up next?
Yes.
All right. I shoot a guy. Let's say.
Which one?
Which one?
Is the one over to the side? Is he like actively running away still?
Yeah, he's like backing up and taking shots, essentially.
Okay. I'm gonna trust Skull has the one trying to get in the car on lock. But we'll see when that comes around. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 meters per yards away. Which would be a difficulty of, where is that table? 15 to shoot a pistol at him. And I'm gonna not aim, so miss. I go wide.
Okay.
It's okay. You's used to being behind a camera.
Yeah. This isn't her scene, man.
They do virtual shooting.
No, I'm streaming right now. The chat's getting mad at
You're
me for missing.
streaming it live?
I was like,
Oh my
yo, that's why I missed. I was too busy. Like trying to get the angle right, like with the
Yeah, with like the
gunshot.
GoPro.
Trying to get a cool
you're
selfie.
using the camera to like aim.
Yeah, like I had a selfie stick in one hand and a gun in the
You
other.
get a ring light behind
Yeah.
you.
Oh my god. That brings us to Null Pointer. Null Pointer.
Yeah, so I have enough movement to get to the guy trying to get in the car, but for theatrics' sake, I am going to move over here, but how I do this is I actually run in like as I'm running, I go diagonally and like on top of the car and then jump down on the other side and attempt to grab the guy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Go for it.
So I'm gonna roll my dex plus my so here let's do 1d10 and then it's my dex plus my brawling skill, which is 13. And that's a 22.
Okay. And everything reach. So he rolls. It looks like he also rolls his. Oh no, he just rolls his dex plus evasion, right? That's what it looks
come
like.
to grab both you and your target within your reach. Roll dex plus brawling skill plus 1d10.
Oh, both you. Okay, dex plus brawling plus 1d10. Okay.
Yeah.
Dex, brawling. Okay, well he doesn't have brawling plus dex. Okay. He got. Ooh, he got a critical.
What sort of hired thug doesn't know how to fight?
19. He got 19 in total.
I got 22.
Okay, so you win. He rolled a critical, but he rolled a 1 on his second roll.
For
no,
that.
he did. He rolled a 10 and he rolled a 1, and he has a dex of 8. So.
Sweet. That's awesome. So just for everybody to know, if you win, you can choose to either grab a hold of the defender or take one object the defender is holding in their hands into a free hand of yours. So you could take their gun or something like that.
So cool.
And it's cool because I also looked, once you have somebody grabbed or grappled and you're holding them, there's also rules for a meat shield if you don't have a shield already.
Is he technically holding his vehicle?
No.
So I'm just gonna grab him to keep him from being able to get in the vehicle and get away. And with my blade stretched out just across his neck and holding him with that hand.
Hell yeah.
And I believe that's all I can do.
Okay, perfect. Well, it is now their turn. We'll go ahead and resolve the grappled guy because, while grappled, the defender cannot use their move action and is dragged with the attacker whenever the attacker makes a move action. No character in the grapple can make use of a weapon that requires them to use 2 hands, even if they have more than 2 arms. The attacker can end the grapple at any time using action, but the defender or any other character must use the action to roll a successful grab against the attacker to break the grapple, which ends the grapple for everyone involved. So, that's what he's going to try to do. So he's going to try to break that grapple. So we're going to do another dex plus brawling skill. Now
it is, while we're both in the grapple, it does say we take a -2 to all actions as long as we're both in the grapple.
Yep. So he rolled a critical fail.
Hell yeah.
So instead of 9, he would get 5 because he rolled a 4. So that's -4. And also -2, so he got a 3 in total. So what did you roll?
Oh, sorry, I have to roll that again, right?
Yep.
Yeah, my bad.
You're good.
10 plus 13. Again. 21.
Yep. Yep. He tries to break out of it. You have the blade to his throat. He's not getting out. The other guy though, he is actually gonna back up 1, 2, 3, 4, and now he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You are 8 away, which is 14. Yeah, 14. So that means yeah. Okay, great. So you see this Militech guy drop his very heavy pistol, and slung to his back was an assault rifle. So he drops his pistol on the ground, he pulls out his assault rifle, and points it directly at you. And what he's gonna do is let's see, does he have anything in fire?
When you say you, are you talking about you?
No, I'm talking about
Me.
null pointer. I'm sorry. I'm talking about null pointer.
I owe you.
Okay.
It's
Making sure.
no. So one is pronounced you, one is pronounced you. There's a subtle
Inflection or
So he is going to
Which is
do auto fire. And so he actually doesn't have any points in auto fire, but I wanted to just kind of explain it to kind of see how this works. How auto fire works. This is what they replaced from the 3-round burst from the Jumpstart kit. Basically, you use your action and 10 bullets. If you don't have 10 bullets, you can't do it. Essentially, you use the different table, the auto fire table that I have. So, for example, this auto fire table is from the current range is 17 for assault rifles. And basically, we do the same thing. Targets with a reflex of 8 or higher can still choose to attempt to dodge your auto fire. So let me go ahead and roll. Auto fire is a reflex, so it's 1d10 plus his reflex, which is 6. So he got 6, 11. So he misses. So it doesn't work. The reason why the DV is so high because it's really powerful. Clearly, he did not hit, but basically, if he did, I would roll 2d6 for damage, not the normal roll, but I would multiply it by the amount I beat the DV to hit the target, up to a maximum of what's denoted by the weapon. So SMGs can do a maximum of ×3, assault rifles can do a maximum of ×4. Super cool, super powerful. But as you can see, the DV is a lot higher and it costs a lot more bullets. So obviously he just like starts unloading over at you and Skull, at Null Pointer and Skull, but clearly just goes a little bit wide. He's a little bit shooken up right now. So yeah, Skull, it's your turn.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bash the guy again.
Yeah.
yeah. I assume in like this situation, I kind of like turn towards Skull and just like say like have at him.
I got a 16.
Oh right, and it's a melee, so he has to roll what's his dex? It's dex plus evasion. Yeah.
There's nothing that changes because he's grappled. Like, does he take the -2?
-2.
check?
Yeah. 8.
It says -2 the actions. This isn't considered an action he's taking though, right?
So he got 19, but -2 brings that down to a 17. So he still wins. So he
Okay, I mean
Yeah.
he wins regardless. But Christian was saying that grapple just says take -2 to actions,
Yeah.
so he
So
probably
that
doesn't take the
wouldn't be
-2.
considered- Yeah.
yeah. So there we go. Yeah. So to all actions. Well, yeah. I guess actions wouldn't be just like anything he does. I guess it's specifically actions because it's capitalized in the rule book. I guess it does mean
Yeah.
any actions he would take. Yeah.
That's how I.
Interpret it.
Yeah.
I agree.
So it
But it
doesn't
wouldn't
hit.
matter. Yeah.
Yep. So he is, he wins it still. So basically, I imagine you're like you try to swing down, and he like pushes back, maybe like off of the car, back into Null Pointer. So both him and Null Pointer kind of like back up a little bit, and you smash the top of like the car in front of you with your weapon.
Sad.
Yeah. But if you aren't
I don't
moving,
move.
okay, then it is Doc Ice's turn.
Ooh. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Stop getting closer to me. If I move over here, that should put me in that 13 to 25 sweet spot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I count that he's only 10 meters, yards away from you.
Jesus Christ.
There we go. There we go. There's that sweet spot.
Okay. So that puts it at a 15 DV. So I did my movement. Now I'm gonna try to hit. So that's the 1d10 plus my skill in shoulder arms, which is the 13, which is a 22 to hit.
Boom, boom! That hits. I like how it has DVs because it makes sense. Like, if you're shooting something, oh my gosh, that's a lot of damage.
18.
Oh, because it's your assault rifle, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So he has 6 armor. So 6 of that is taken, but it ablates the armor. So he takes 12 damage, which puts him under... He is now seriously wounded. So he takes -2 to all actions.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's it for now.
You.
Oh, he's even further away now. That's crazy.
He keeps running away.
Yeah, how much movement do I have? I have 6 movement. So I walked out and I'm about there now. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. That isn't that much. That's quite a bit harder.
You could always get in the car with these guys.
In the car?
Sure. It'd be good for the gram.
That's a good point. It's an
Guys, look
action
at this new
to
ride.
get inside of a vehicle.
It does take an action to get inside the vehicle. It takes an action to get in the vehicle and takes another action to turn it on.
Okay. How about this?
That's why
Is the vehicle running?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the car. Can I look in? Can I like look and see if the keys are in the ignition?
Sure. They are not in the ignition.
What?
Actually, you know what? Let's do a luck roll. See if the
Okay.
keys are in there. Yeah.
All right. What's a luck roll?
To be honest, I'm not sure if this is actually something
Is
you
this
can
not
do.
a mechanic here?
This is not mechanic. The only thing luck is used for is that pool of points that you can use to like set off checks and stuff like that. I was just saying, why don't you roll your luck and see if you get it.
All right.
Well, I mean, you could do a roll a d10 and
Yeah, I can
add your
do.
luck.
I can roll a d10 and add my luck.
Yep.
It's just what's
and
the.
you can decide if that's lucky enough.
Yeah, let me decide the
crit
DV.
failed. So no,
Oh,
the keys
There
are
are
not
no
in the
keys.
ignition.
never mind. Okay. Yep. So that decided that.
Are you going to consider that my action, or should I keep going?
No, you can keep going.
All right.
That's just a free action.
I'll fire at this guy then. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 away. Which bracket is that in? That's a 20 to hit. That's going to be pretty tough. Nope, missed it by 1.
Gosh, I feel like you guys are rolling really well. Still,
You can't use luck on that.
you have to do it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
have to declare it ahead of time.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's why, like, a lot of times people use it to offset, like, the aim shots. So, like, basically, like, if you have a certain amount of points, be like, oh, well, I'm going to reduce this aim shot roll. So
Yeah,
they have a better chance of...
remind me how using up luck works.
Yeah, so let me go to the exact page. 29. I believe it is, yes, on page 130, using your luck. Before you roll, you can dictate a portion of your remaining luck pool, which holds luck points equal to your luck statistic, and refill at the beginning of each game session to a check, which increases the roll by +1 for each point in your luck pool that you expended. Luck is a powerful force that allows the otherwise impossible to become attainable. So yeah. So basically, whatever your luck is, that's the amount of points that you get per session to use for any kind of check.
Cool.
Yep. And that's the end of you's turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
No pointer.
It's you.
You.
It's two,
Is it you?
Two U's. Why you?
Oop, I'm drawing. Right. I don't know. Do I erase this? Sorry. I drew on the map.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, I need to get rid of this. Select. There we go. So, if you don't mind kind of putting him on the left side of my token.
Yep.
Or well, yeah. So, grappled. So it says -2 to all actions. I don't roll for moving, so it'd still be my same movement. It seems like
Or
my
is it
movement should
-2 to
be
movement?
lower. Yeah.
I don't think it reduces your movement, if I remember correctly. I know what you mean, but
yeah, it seems like it would. It says all it says that I've read is that it drags them with me when I use my move action. So
yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Well, we are gonna move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll move like right here.
Okay.
With him in front of me.
He's in front of you. Yeah.
That's my movement, and then
Okay.
I'm going to use my action to try to make him a human shield.
Okay.
So if you're already the attacker in a grapple, you can use the action to equip the defender as a human shield. Oh, I don't have to roll for this. As long as I'm still grappling them and I'm the attacker.
Uh-huh.
As long as I don't have a shield already as well. Oh shoot, it can't be used. I can't be used to block melee attacks. Oh no.
Oh no!
Maybe I shouldn't have moved that far up. All right, can I take my movement back a little bit?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, we'll move back a couple spaces. The guy can obviously move up, but yeah. Cool. And they cannot dodge range attacks either, even if they have reflex 8. And they take damage as if they're normally shot, if they're being shot. And if yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, and that'll be my turn.
So I will say, yeah, I think I heard you say earlier it doesn't cost an action. It does cost an action to equip them as a human shield.
No, it does. I was
Okay,
saying
cool.
that it doesn't require me to roll anything to make sure that
yes,
I do.
yes. That's right. So, but you start holding him in front of you, and you're in. Yeah, he's got that.
Yep, that's my action. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Human shields are on page 184 of the core rulebook for anybody at home. Okay. Next up, it is their turn. This guy right here, sees you in front of him and kind of is like holding his assault rifle, and decides instead to like start to back up some more. And he's having a hard time deciding what to do, but he decides to take a shot over at Skull over here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 would be 18, which is
I guess I could have moved up one because he's technically up
15
there.
to hit Dan. Unless Dan, do you have a reflex of 8 or higher?
Yes.
Perfect. You can dodge this bullet if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to dodge the bullet.
Okay. He's going to take this shot at you. He got kind of low.
So
He got
what do I
11.
have to roll for?
It is your dex plus your evasion.
You did it again.
Plus 1d10.
You did it again. It's just you just say it's your evasion. Because that implies that
Your
it would be
evasion! It's just your evasion. Base evasion.
Plus
Thanks.
1d10, right?
Yes.
Not wrong. Yeah.
I got a 17.
Yep, you beat it. So he starts firing at you with an assault rifle, and you just lean out of the way like nothing. And it's your turn.
Yeah. So it's club time. I got tired of the guns, and we just want to shellac. Why? Okay, all right. Roll 1d10 plus 12. Let's go. Boom, 19.
Oh yeah, and it's I'm pretty sure you hit. He rolled low. 10, 11, 12, 13. He rolled 13. You definitely win.
18 damage.
18 damage. So melee attacks, we said they ignore half of the armor, which is currently at 3, but it rounds up, so 2 of that doesn't go through. 2 doesn't go through, but 16 does. So that reduces him down. He is seriously injured. He is seriously wounded. He is
poor
not
guy
looking good.
Is just like getting dragged down the street, and like by one guy, and then another guy is like you know what? No, follows him, and then like while Null Pointer is like holding him by the throat, just like swings at his stomach with like a spiked club.
Oof.
And with that, it's Doc Ice's turn.
Might need to put this guy in my body bag to resurrect him. I'm gonna shoot at the guy I've been shooting at.
Do it. He's at the 12-meter yards range.
I rolled a 15. Yeah, he's like
I say he's 12 away, so the TV's...
So if he's 12 away, then I miss.
Yep.
I should have moved again.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So unfortunately, you shoot, but your shots go a little bit wide.
I want to check. I know he probably doesn't have them, but I want to check the corpse for keys.
Yeah,
or however
absolutely.
cars activate in this universe.
Yeah. You search him for a bit. You find on him a very heavy pistol, an assault rifle, You see that he has some cyber optics and a cyber audio, but unfortunately no keys to the car.
Fine. I take his guns then.
Okay. You now have another very heavy pistol and an assault rifle.
I don't need the pistol. I'll take the rifle and any ammo he has on him though.
Okay. Let's say he has like 40 rounds.
Cool. Are like
ammunition.
rounds generic in this?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just called basic ammunition. So okay. Next up, null pointer.
I take a selfie with the corpse too.
Oh my god.
This is a good time to note, since you're grappling him, you can also choke him. I'm not sure if you read the choke rules.
Oh, that is absolutely what I was thinking about doing.
Okay.
It's funny. Because we might want to interrogate him.
So choking is really cool in this game. Yeah. I'm not sure if you want to explain it, Christian.
Choking
No,
is
you
pretty
can-
cool in real life if you do
Is
it right.
cool the right word?
Yes.
Hey, I don't yuck people's yum. Okay. So, some people like it.
So when you're grappling somebody, you can use your action to choke the defender you're grappling, dealing your body stat directly to their hit points and damage. If damage dealt by a choke would reduce the target with more than 1 HP to less than 0, they're instead left at 1 HP and are unconscious. It ignores the defender's armor and doesn't ablate it. So, additionally, if you
whatever.
choke a person, if you choke the same target for 3 rounds, they just go unconscious regardless of their health total, which I think is pretty cool.
But does this just not do anything if they're already at 1 HP when you go to choke them?
What do you mean?
Because it says if damage dealt by a choke would reduce the target with more than 1 HP to less than 0, they are instead left at 1 HP and are unconscious.
I think that's
if
just
you choke the same target for 3 successive rounds, they go unconscious regardless of their HP point. Hit point total. Okay, so you have to do it more 3 successive rounds, I guess, if they're at 1? That's weird.
So I think I personally would rule that as equal to or greater than 1 HP. Even though it's worded like that.
It says more than, but that's just weird to me. Yeah, because like if they just have a lot of HP, if you do it 3 times in a row, that makes sense. But like you'd have to do that with someone at 1 HP, like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, nevertheless, that's what I was thinking about doing, potentially so that we can interrogate him. So I'm just gonna attempt to just like choke him out at this point.
Yeah. So
and then I can interrogate because my interrogate's like maxed pretty much.
Perfect.
Yeah. You or
So
Ashley.
what's your body stat?
Oh, I'm not
Christian?
good at interrogating. I just want to get information.
Oh,
from
okay.
him.
You said you wanted to do earlier.
I guess I want someone to interrogate him.
Fair enough. Well, I could definitely be.
I have no points in interrogate. And my cool is 5. So
my body stat is 4, so I'll be doing 4 damage to the dude.
He had 3 HP.
All right.
So you reduce him to 1 HP and he falls unconscious.
Heck
nice.
So he slips out of your he slumps in your arms, shall I say.
Yeah.
He slumps in your arms.
Still grappled. Then technically I'm going to move us right here, so he'll be in front of me here, blocking both of us.
Okay.
Because it is this dude's turn next.
Speaking of, it is his turn next. He sees that his teammate slumps in your arms, and he just books it. He uses his move to run, and he moves eight spaces in this direction up here. And he's just running away.
And he looked more in charge than the other two, right?
He was dressed the same as his buddy who died.
Oh, okay. No, I see. Yeah, he was okay. Cool.
The guy we have is the one who looks like different.
Yeah, the
He was
guy
with
we
the
have is the one who
easel.
looks different.
Yeah. So Skull, it is your turn. I just want to let you know, if you are chasing off this guy, he is 4 more spaces off of the map.
Let him go.
Okay.
No.
What's your movement?
So does that do it, or
What's your movement?
5?
5? Okay. So you're behind, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he is still 4 squares in front of you. So you can make an attack. You can make an attack with your pistol at 8 yards away.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
You can just say meters or yards. You don't need to.
Yeah,
Meter
you don't have
yards.
to say meter yards.
Meter yards.
Yalms.
So that's a DV of 15.
What's my shooty? Yeah, that's my shooty. Yes, that's 23.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Nice.
Well,
That's 12.
5 of it is blocked. So that means how much damage goes through? 7 damage goes through? Well, he had 6 health. So, Dan, how do you shoot this guy as he's running away?
Yeah, so I shoot the back of his knees. So he like falls forward, and then he is kind of just laying down, and he flips over and he's laying on his back, and I'm like, I told you I'd get you, and I just shoot him in the head.
Nice.
Oh, perfect. So that brings an end to combat. Let's go ahead and take a quick break and come back and kind of see what happens in this kind of aftermath of this combat encounter. So we'll be right back in just a little bit, and we'll see you all soon. Stay tuned. We're gonna have some fun after this, and yeah.
Peace.
See you guys in just a sec. Welcome back to the ABCs of RPGs, where we teach you the basics of tabletop role-playing games. You've joined us right in the middle of Cyberpunk Red. I'm Spencer. I'm the game master this evening, and I just want to say before I turn it over to my players, boom, asking you shall receive. I just painted my hair pink. Here it is. I was egged on to do it at the beginning of the stream, and now it's the bit. I have to do it every session now. I guess. So here we are. Players, can you please introduce yourselves and your characters? Dalton.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Dalton. I've got he him pronouns. I'm playing a character you. They've got they them pronouns, and they just posted onto the net. Just watch somebody die. # combat zone life.
Nice.
Is it the
sorry,
combat
that
zone
whole-
in Cyberpunk? What's the
Rip
name of
cramping.
it? The where it's dangerous that we live near.
Yeah.
It's the combat zone.
Oh yeah, combat zone. That's
Okay.
where. Yes, you're like 4 blocks away from the combat zone.
Dan got up, so Ashley, how about throw it to you? I can't hear you.
Ashley, put your mic down.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I was eating a pickle. That's why my mic was up. So, I use she/her pronouns, and I am playing Doc Ice, the party's med tech, and Doc Ice uses she/they pronouns. Christian?
I am Christian. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Null Pointer, who is a Arasaka Corp netrunner and is ready to do business on the net.
Perfect. And our last member is Dan, who's playing the ever combat loving solo named Skull. He'll join us back in just a little bit. But yeah, we just got back we just got done with a combat exchange. Basically, there was a suspicious looking car across the street. There was some dude with an easel, just like writing on stuff, had cameras on his shoulders. Two Militech looking guards kind of protecting him. The party quickly dispatched the Militech guards, and No Pointer choked out the camera shoulder mounted guy who was doing stuff on the easel. And we are just now coming back from the end of that combat encounter. But before we do that, Dan, would you like to introduce yourself? I gave you a brief introduction, but I thought I'd just let you do it too.
Dan, playing as.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to hop off for a quick second. That freaking like so
Are you doing okay?
annoying,
Sorry.
but
Yeah.
I'm fine. Annoying, but resume. We are good. So
Cool.
all is good. Let the show continue.
All right, turn order is no longer up. You guys are freely able to kind of move around. No Pointer, you have an unconscious person in your arms.
Can I come over and maybe I suggest to NP that we kind of tie his arms up and then I can do some first aid maybe? Is that the appropriate course of action, or do I just wait for him to wake up?
I like
is he
walk
gonna
over.
die if I don't do first aid?
No, he's just unconscious.
I walk over and I'm like, no, he's fine. I just kind of like smack him awake a little bit. Like I don't want to do damage. I just smack him awake.
Right here on the street?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to bring him inside?
No. I want to do everything like right here. Like I just start smacking him awake. Like, hey, buddy, come on.
No Pointer, are you still grappling him?
No, I mean he's unconscious, right? So I kind of just like stop grappling him and kind of like lay him on the floor before we decide what to do with him.
Dan, you Skull slaps him, pop, pop, and he kind of wakes up on the ground, and he starts to sit up.
I'm not good at interrogating, so
I know. I'm looking at what my interrogation skill is right now. He says basically, hey, buddy, look, you guys were doing some weird stuff. I asked you, if you were gonna wreck my building, and this is what happens with Skull. And once I figure out what my interrogation skill is, I'm going to interrogate you and ask you some questions, and you're going to answer them. But I can't remember where my interrogation. Oh, there it is. I figured it out.
Under social skills.
Yeah.
I'm going to say go ahead and make a DV roll. And I'm going to make this a difficult check, which is on page 129. It is a 15 to beat.
Well, so I will tell you that my interrogation.
Sorry, Dan, you kind of cut out. It said your interrogation skill is what?
Plus 12.
Okay, great.
Yeah. There you go. I got an 18.
All right. I was just double checking to see if interrogation, that's under social skills, right? So that's not against anything. Let's see. Yeah, it's just skill for forcibly. Yeah, it's okay. I'll just make sure some skills require you to like go against somebody's like certain skill and make like a roll against it. Defender stat plus skill. I guess I could do that instead of making it a DV In fact, I probably should. So I'll make it a DV. What would interrogation be against? I would guess maybe concentration? No, resist torture / drugs. Well,
Yeah,
it's
because
not.
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, it will be borderline psychological torture. So
Okay. So I'll do that. I'll do is resist torture drugs. I don't think he actually has anything in that, but do. No, he doesn't. That's okay. That's a will roll. Okay. And oh. Holy shit. So he rolled 24 because he rolled 2 10s.
okay, so
So he looks up at you, Dan.
uh,
He flips you off, and then he stands up and starts to move away to the car because nobody was holding him down.
okay. So how is my question is how? Oh wait, no, that other guy's dead. Never mind, this guy's fine. Okay. So yeah, I just kind of want to. Well, hold on, because I probably was like, there or something, right? I just want to grab him. Like I'm just
Okay.
gonna like grab him from behind.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead, and it's gonna be. So he's seriously wounded. So he is gonna have -2 to all things. Yeah. So go ahead, and we're gonna do. Crap. What was that? Roll for grappling. Dex plus brawling plus 1d10. So do brawling base versus his.
Okay, so
So he got a 10.
my beep bop beep 8. 12.
Well, okay, great. So you beat his by 2. So he's grappled by you. So we're not going to do this round by round. I'm just going to say you grapple him. He's secure. He's not getting away. So go ahead. You guys can kind of interrogate him and ask him questions and all of that.
Didn't he roll a 24 for resist torture? And
Correct. That's why he flipped you off and started running away.
so can I re-interrogate him?
Yeah. Go. You can keep asking questions.
Okay. Listen. I'm gonna bust out my bamboo sticks and start shoving them under your fingernails, and that's before the waterboarding. We can skip all that. You can get out of here with your testicles if you tell us who sent you and where, like, why, like, come on, details, the things that I don't want to have to ask questions. All right, I want the things that you're thinking of, like, oh no, that popped up in my mind, I shouldn't say that, tell me that. That's what I want to know, and I'm gonna know if you don't tell me that.
Perfect. So this guy looks up at you, and he's pretty cyborged up. A lot of basically from his like lower jaw down is like integrated into kind of like a mesh suit with like the camera mounted like shoulders and everything like that. So he's invested a lot of points, but he looks up to you, and you hear in kind of like a garbled voice him just say back. He goes, "Do whatever you want at this point. Your building's coming down, so you gotta find a new place to live."
Like, why?
Doc, do you see any more value in this guy?
I mean, yeah.
How much? Put a value on it. Put a number on it.
put a number on it. Couple hundred eddies.
That's what a human life is worth to you?
Yeah, I'm
I
more
shoot
than
him
a
in the
couple
head.
hundred.
Damn. What? What?
I mean, probably.
My
I-
shit
To be
is worth
honest,
more
I'm
than
not
that.
sure about.
Skull already
My
executed him.
shit's worth more than a couple hundred eddies. This guy, his information's useless. Someone wants to take us down. He's not going to tell us anything.
I'd
Yep.
like to look at the easel.
Yeah, go right ahead.
What's the easel? Did you kill him? Is that why he has a red X?
Yeah, Skull
Oh, god
executed
damn
him.
it.
You only said he was worth a couple hundred. You should have given him a bigger number.
I don't know what currency it is yet. I don't.
Yeah, the guy
it's like-
also started arguing about how much his life was worth, but then y'all just shot him.
Well, damn
Well,
it.
you can't evaluate your own. You can't put a number on it. That's there's bias there. There's bias.
Is he dead or can I like do anything?
He shot him in the head.
Okay, he's dead. Okay, what's the easel got on it?
I mean, okay, so
I shoot the
You go
easel.
over-
I'm kidding.
So you go over to the easel, and looking at it and observing it, you see that what the heck? Okay. So it looks like that where your apartment building was standing is like a perfectly drawn, what appears to be a WorldSat communications tower in its place. Like as you kind of like look at the perspective of where the easel is and where your apartment building is, there's a communications tower operated by WorldSat there instead. And you see the date scribbled at the bottom tomorrow, production starting, and it's tomorrow's date. Like April 2nd, 2045. It's tomorrow's date.
I relay this to my crewmates and I'm like, well, sounds like WorldSat is gonna blow our apartment building up tomorrow to make way for a new comm tower.
Let's tell everybody but the Andersons.
God damn it. NP,
Time to find a new place to live.
I
you
say,
clearly
damn, this
are
is
running low on empathy. Maybe you need to get rid of one of your cyber pieces.
Oh, I definitely am. Yeah.
Do you know, I don't know what kind of a role this would be or if this is general knowledge. Do we know much about this corporation?
Yeah. Let me bring up some general information about WorldSat for you. But sorry, Dan, were you gonna say something?
No.
No, I was
Oh,
gonna say
sorry,
this.
I
Was my character. You was like, damn. This is just like
damn, okay.
novel Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that exists in this timeline, because it came out before the timeline split.
When did the timeline split again? Was that in the 80s or
It
the
was like
90s?
mid '80s, yeah, late '80s.
Mid 80s.
Sorry, I'm trying to find specific like a WorldSat information. So
Is it SAT or STAT?
SAT, SAT.
Yeah, like satellite.
WorldSat satellite. That makes sense.
But why don't you guys? While I'm bringing up WorldSat stats, what are you guys kind of doing right now?
I'm checking how
I
good
wanna search the
my
car.
just watch somebody die post is doing. I'm watching the likes climb up, make sure it hits a good threshold in the first 10 minutes so it
I
can hit
liked
the
it.
algorithm.
I liked it. I also made sure to comment and say, "Yo, that's me who killed him. Let's go."
You also post a photo of the body. It's like same body. Let's go.
Hashtag #1 cause of death.
Yeah. Also, I want to. So? I don't know if Doc would have access to this information or no, but is it? Keep an eye out for like a trauma team from showing up.
Yeah.
Like, is there some way to like? Is there like radio waves? We can like listen in on, or just like, do we have to keep an eye out for a helicopter? Like, is there a way to know
Like, are people gonna show up?
Well, I mean, Doc Ice, do you have any connections to Trauma Team?
I can look that up.
Yeah, that's like my day job. And I also, that's why I have a backdoor into like corpo hospital warehouses to operate my cryosystems. So,
So Spencer, I guess this is kind of up to you then. Like, would Doc Ice have like a pager or beeper, or like some way to know if some trauma team thing, like
I definitely
ambulance
think so.
or copters on
Yeah.
the way?
is that
Yeah.
something I should roll for? Like with like basic tech or cyber tech or paramedic or something?
No, I would say you can kind of like patch into your general communication. Do you have an agent or anything?
Do
I think
I? Is
everybody
that-
does in their
Sure.
starting equipment.
Oh, an agent. Yes, that's like a
Yeah.
device. Yes, I have an agent.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a person, like someone who gets the gigs.
So,
That's the AI, right?
yeah. What is your agent kind of look like? Can you describe it to me?
Maybe.
Okay, well, think about that for a second. I'll give you some world stat information. So, for the most part, Ziggurat is the communication kind of network that operates the data term network in Night City. But if you want direct audio and visual contact, it still requires a contract with a more expensive WorldSat network. So essentially, WorldSat is kind of like the global internet communications kind of like network corporation. But there are others within the city, such as Ziggurat, that operate the data pools and data terms and stuff like that. If that makes sense. Think of Time Warner Cable, or what do they call themselves now? Spectrum.
Spectrum.
So, yeah.
So Spencer, would Ashley know if trauma team is on their way?
Yes, that's why I was asking what her agent was, because I was basically just going to say her agent would like contact them and stuff.
So if we're thinking like Guardians of the Galaxy Nebula, how she kind of has like the circular piece that's attached over her ear, that's kind of like how mine looks like.
An agent is also kind of like an AI with like a personality and its own like look and style to it. Like not necessarily like a hologram, but like it has a
Okay, it's a BlackBerry.
so
like a person.
Yeah.
Like think of it like how Tony
Cortana?
Stark has Jarvis.
So like I thought it was like a device, so I was gonna describe it as like
No.
I'm confused. I'm not clear on what an agent is, clearly.
So
It's an
basically,
AI,
yeah,
AI.
it's a dumb AI. You know what Cortana is in Halo, right?
Yeah.
So she's considered like a smart AI. So a dumb AI is more so something like a Siri or like an Alexa, where
Did you
it's
play the Mass Effect series with Spencer?
no, not yet.
The very beginning.
Do you know like what? It's kind of like a virtual intelligence.
Yeah.
So oftentimes, like, did you ever watch the movie You? Not to be confused with the other movie starring you here, but I'm kidding. I don't know if you actually ever did movies, but
I've only seen the TV show about the stalker.
so there was there was one where basically a guy falls in love with his like personal assistant, which is like a Siri voiced by Scarlett Johansson. But
Okay.
basically, and it's just a little personal AI assistant that you can ask basic questions, and it can like search stuff for you and get like items or like find topics of clothing. And oftentimes people personalize it to be either like it's stuff that interests them. Like some people do personalize it to make it like an attractive partner. Some people personalize it in characters that they are fond of. For example, does anybody else have an idea of what their agent kind of looks like to them, to their character?
I'm trying to think, but like actually kind of think of it like a more complicated version of setting your Siri to have an Australian accent or a British accent.
Yeah, yeah. Like when I'm
Have
looking
you-
at the Cyberpunk wiki, it just says it comes in 3 types about the size of an old school cell phone: basic, expensive, and luxury.
If you
Like it
do you have
sounds
the,
like it's describing a device, which is why I said like a BlackBerry or like the device that Nebula has,
and
as
that's part
opposed
of
to
it.
like a holographic person.
It's not like a holographic person, but they can have like a personality or a look to them if you want them to.
Mhm.
I
I think those levels are more so like the tiers of how well it works.
if you want to, if you have the core rules, it's on page like 319. Is where there's a few pages about agents and like what they do and how you can customize them and what they're for and what they look like and stuff.
I'd
Yeah.
say he sounds like an old-timey British professor, and he wears a tweed jacket.
Perfect. Perfect. So Ashley, you get in touch with your agent, and what's
Michael
his
Caine.
name? Is it like what's an old English butler's name?
Alfred.
Jarvis? Is that
Yeah,
horrible?
Jarvis. Yeah.
Yeah.
James, William,
possible.
George, Edward, and
Alfred.
Jeeves.
Yeah. Jeeves.
I
Yeah,
like-
Jeeves.
Jeeves
Oh,
is-
yeah,
Can I
Alfred's
rip off
classic.
of Iron Man and say Jarvis?
Jarvis.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so you call up Jarvis, and Jarvis goes, Madam Ice, how may I be of service today?
We got any word on trauma team heading to 86 5th and 37 6th Street?
Oh, yes, actually, funny you mentioned that. No, I was scanning to see if they would send any trauma teams to the respective combatants that you face there, but no, none have arrived. I don't think they were on any plan.
Great. Let's hold on calling this one in if you don't mind until we're done taking a gander at some things.
Of course, ma'am.
I relay to my crew that trauma team is not en route. Nobody's been called yet.
I'm not able to jack
Preem.
into a car, right? I know you said typically it's building based.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can control it by
Yeah.
doing that.
But I wouldn't be able to gain any information from be able to like jack into a car
Unless they had a specific memory chip installed.
a memory
but-
chip, yeah.
But
Okay, or like a
unlikely.
computer, right? Like I can,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
This doesn't appear to have that.
And the guy that I put unconscious before he was shot in the head.
Yeah.
Am I able to check to see if that he would have any implants like that?
Yeah. Crap. I gotta look up the
I know
specifics.
there's chips that you can slot in that I would imagine to be able to pop out as well. But
It is specifically. Let me look that up.
because then, like 27/7, like you can literally just slot a chip in your neck, basically,
It's
like the side of your head.
Yeah, it's a
It
specific.
contains information and stuff.
All right, I gotta look that up. What is everybody else doing?
I want to search the car.
Interface plugs.
Yeah.
You need to have interface plugs.
Oh, I have interface plugs.
Oh, then yeah, you can just kind of log in and start it up.
Like to his brain.
No, what?
Christian wants to like hack into his cyberware to see if he can pull any information out. He's asking if that
the
is a
car.
thing he can
Were you
do
talking
with
about
his
the
net
car?
running.
Yes.
Or the car.
Okay.
To
Like-
operate the car, you need interface plugs, but no, I don't think you
Okay.
can hack into his brain.
I don't want to operate the car. I just want to see if I can get information from something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything here that you can do that.
Okay. That's great. That's what I was looking for.
Okay. Were you going to ask Ashley?
I'd like to search the car.
Okay. You start looking around the car, but there doesn't seem to be anything of note in it.
Nothing in the trunk either, or under the seats.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
I'm on Cyberzillow looking for apartments.
What should we do with like the bodies in the car?
Is there a do they have their own AI rendition of apartments.com?
Yeah.
Freaking from Jurassic Park, the actor. Sorry.
Doc,
Never
it's
mind.
probably fine. There's like all sorts of bodies, and I gesture vaguely, and there's probably some other body nearby. Because I can just leave it.
It just feels wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna decrease the property value and make them want to blow up our building more.
I think it's already been
sweepers.
decided. I don't think we're gonna be able to do anything about it.
You guys are just resolved to the fact that our building is blowing up tomorrow?
Do we
I'm
know if
surprised
there's
it hasn't
any-
been blown up.
I mean, I don't own
already.
it.
Is there any
NP?
world sat buildings nearby at all?
No.
Like any locations?
That's the thing. Most aren't this close to the combat zone. So that is kind of strange that they are building a building here.
I kind of want to hack into the building system and see if I can. I don't know. We got to be able to find out, like, if these explosives are already placed. Like, any more information, like if the building has any camera logs, any files. I would imagine I could access those if I hack the system.
Jacked in.
Yeah.
So is everybody moving back into the apartments then to kind of do stuff?
I guess. Apparently, we're just leaving the bodies in the car.
It's a combat zone. You know?
So Christian, NP is kind of moving around and hacking into the system to kind of see if there's any files left in the building architecture about if there's bombs planted.
So, okay, so this is assuming I know whether or not the building has any cameras that could have picked up on like other world sat people coming in and and setting up the building to explode. Essentially.
Unfortunately, the building doesn't have any cameras.
Okay. And I don't.
In 2045?
I'm outside.
It was too expensive.
We'll say I'm outside.
NP,
Are there any
Jesus.
security cameras looking things around?
Oh, sure, yeah. From like the street corner, we can say that. Yeah, sure. There's a camera system in this bar right here.
Okay, I tell Null Pointer about that.
Okay. So I think I would need to take the meat space action to scan to find an access point.
Yeah.
To jack into.
So there seems to be a access point inside of the building on like the bottom floor. Behind the bar.
Okay. I would like to try and make my way in there. If it's behind the bar, I would have to try and like stealth back there, right? And
unless you talk to the guy.
No, I want to talk to him. I want the footage too, so I can edit it for a cool post. I want to.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do it.
I want to post I want to post the video.
NP's not very good at with talking to people.
Yeah,
He's
I walk in and I was like, "Hey, barman," and I probably know him since I live across the street. Like I probably go here pretty regularly.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get the bar guy. Let's see here. What's this guy? Okay, so here's the barman.
Oh, that's the bar up there.
And let's say the barman, his name is Rig Job. That's his handle.
I want to get a
Rig Job. He goes, you. What you doing in here?
Hey, you probably heard some
Clean
of
that
the
glass.
some of that firefight going on outside, taken care of.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Ah,
it.
did
Skull did his thing 3 times.
oh. Well, no surprise there. I was kind of wondering what those guys were doing out there, making pretty picture.
Yeah, they seem to have got some plan to replace the apartment building outside with some new sat tower or something.
Hmm.
But hey, you know the drill. I was wondering if I could get some of your security cam footage for something I want to post later. Is that cool?
Oh yeah, of course. Remember, password is job rig.
Nice, nice. You got to get that updated though, man.
What? What?
Uh,
You think so? I thought it was really good security.
you can't just keep swapping it back and forth every time it asks you to change the password. You got to add like numbers or special characters or something.
Okay, what if I add a 2 at the end?
That'd probably help. Replace like the I in rig with like a 1 or an exclamation point or something, and you're probably fine.
His brain, you can tell his brain is
To
having
type
trouble.
an exclamation point, you hit shift and then 1.
Then 1?
Yeah, shift
Okay.
and 1 at the same time for an exclamation point.
I'm gonna have to write this down.
And then yeah, so he lets us like jack in or whatever.
Absolutely.
Gives us
So
the
yeah,
password.
it's
Cool.
probably like a 2-level like architecture, and the first one is just like a password, which you already know it, so you just are able to get in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can get through the back door. Yeah.
And the second part is cameras, which I'm gonna think if there's like a D. Well, you spend enough time, you're able to access the cameras and everything. You don't have to roll or anything. For
Okay,
that.
so there's no um
Typically, there is a
no
DV.
black ice enemies or anything.
This
I
guy
think
can't
because
remember
we
his
knew the
password. You think he
password
knows
was
how to
good.
install?
He has no black ice programs installed. This is a piece of cake. I say as like I'm net running through.
Yeah.
He also gave us the password. Like
Oh yeah, I get past the I don't need a back door at all because of that. Yep.
Yeah. There can still be like demons and black ice, even if there's like
Yeah.
passwords and stuff. But he clearly did not install that. So yeah.
Yeah, so I know we're trying to like go at this a little bit quicker because we don't have a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
But as we go forward, we'll like explain like there's a whole like set of kind of list of things you go through for the meat space, but also then the net running space. So we're kind of cutting through a little bit of that, but
I think Spencer does have a more complicated like system architecture prepped for later.
But it wasn't this.
Yeah, but it wasn't this.
Yeah.
This is just a
Yeah.
side thing.
So we'll see that. Make sure you tune in to the next session. But yeah, so
you're just scanning.
Cameras.
Yeah, you're scanning footage just to see if WorldSat has sent people into the building already to plant explosives, is what you're checking for?
Yeah, so it would I would say in the past like week or so, it wouldn't make sense that they would kind
Plant
of
it much
rig
before
this
then.
like way far ahead in advance just in case somebody found it or something.
Especially
just
if it's
like-
getting blown up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like this is had to have been planned.
Right.
Yeah.
So kind of just looking through, like obviously like prioritizing footage for like off-peak hours where they may try and slip in more unnoticed. So at night or whenever it's least busiest, and see if we can see any movements like imagine towards the base of the building, where they would plant that.
I'm going to say because most of these rolls are an interface plus 1d10 roll. So go ahead and make a roll like that to see how quickly you kind of find this information as you're kind of like running through video and stuff like that. I guess this would be a specific... Yeah.
Yeah, so ID allows you to know what a found piece of data is and its value using a net action. Some files have a DV that must be beaten to learn anything from them. So the netrunner rolls the interface plus 1d10. So I would roll that. It's an 8. Now it'd be, depending on your DV, if that, depending on the file, it says, like, if it's a DV9 file, then I'd have to roll, I'd have to roll to that 9 or higher, but
Yeah, this is an interesting thing because it's like specifically video, and I know there's a specific skill for video, like editing and stuff like that, because it's for like the media role and everything. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's a file, but it's kind of like parsing through like a video instead of kind of like using your interface. But I was just allowing you to use your interface for it and everything. So
yeah, I'd say it would probably just be an ID roll, and then depending on the difficulty that you set for the file, like I either find it or I don't, like within the file.
I was gonna say you spend enough time working it that you're able to just kind of like find it, but because you rolled like an 8, I'm gonna say that it takes you probably like a couple hours to do it. So you're kind of sitting there and kind of like parsing through information. Real quick, so this was you and NP coming over to the bar. What is Doc, Ice, and Skull doing during this like 2-hour period?
Can I kind of look around the outside of the building and maybe see if there's anything sus?
Yeah, you can
Like
give
basically
me.
looking for planted explosives.
You can give me perception. Do you specifically like want to search for explosives?
Yeah, I'm like looking to see if like bricks or cinders are out of place. Explosives have been planted, essentially. Yes.
There should be a investigation roll. Something like it.
I have a perception. Is that what you want?
Well, if you're like specifically looking for this stuff,
Local expert?
Yeah, you could use your local expert role because you're familiar with your home. If you want to do that.
I know there's
'Cause I
like a
don't see,
conceal
like, an
slash reveal object
investigation.
skill for hiding objects, finding objects that have been hidden.
Oh, yeah, you could use that too. I was
What
gonna
is that
say,
one called?
It's under awareness skills for conceal slash reveal object. It's an intelligence skill.
I can try it. I'm not very good at it. 11.
11. Okay. Yeah, nothing. There doesn't appear to be anything kind of like secretly hidden or anything that's kind of going on. Skull.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. There's no one to kill, so Skull's like, this is the part that Skull's not good at.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just surprised. Yeah.
What? Go ahead.
I'm just surprised in this 2 hours nobody's going and telling the neighbors.
Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if they really, really, really like cared about like anything, if they knew anything, they would be following you already, and they would have seen you's like update via like video that the building is going to get blown up.
Yeah,
like, you's already updated that.
I posted that
follow
like, right away.
you. I mean, come on. So
I posted like an hour ago. It was like apartment getting blown up tomorrow. #renter's life. And
so like they should already know.
Place.
They should just like if they were really smart, they would have like notifications set up with a keyword based on their location or based on their home or based on like anything like that, like their neighborhood, and it would have just automatically popped up with this new video, and they would have just known. All right, their agent would have communicated it to them, like. So
Are they
whoever's
not on
still in that
Cyber
building at
next
this
door?
point, that's not my problem. And actually, and Skull, like, well, Skull wasn't talking that whole time, but so basically, Skull just puts on headphones and just starts like dancing.
Yeah.
Just listens to music and like.
Well, while
Like,
Doc
he
Ice is like
basically
looking.
He basically looks at like Doc and is just like, "Come get me
Vibing.
when it's like get me when it's killing time. You know when it's time to get like
Yeah.
to get me."
My gosh, I love that. Like
He's
Doc
gone
Ice.
back to being useless.
Doc Ice is specifically searching and like doing work, and Skull's just dancing in the background, like drumming.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Okay, well, at the end of that 2 hours, Null Pointer, you search through the footage and you discover that in the past week, the only WorldSat people who have shown up are the 3 who were just outside your building that you took care of.
Great.
And maybe as you like come out of the bar and tell Rig Job and you that, all of a sudden, you notice that like you hear like a little like a shut off noise in your like your earpiece. And maybe I'm not sure, would you be like broadcasting at any point during this time? Like
That's
getting
right.
updates or anything? Yeah.
I do have a radio communicator in my Cyber Audio suite. If that
Perfect.
changes anything.
No, that's good to know.
I'm probably not like actively live streaming at this point. No.
Okay. Well, then...
we'll say I am. We'll say I when I still saw the building was gonna get blown up, I was like, all right, gonna stream me searching for a new place.
Well, you
It's
notice
just you at the bar on.
Yeah, I'm at the
your
bar
agent.
on Cyberzillow, scrolling
Got
through, streaming, making comments.
Well, in the middle of your stream,
What?
It cuts out.
What?
Yeah.
Now I'm pissed.
You can't connect to the data pool. Your stream ends. Attempts to reconnect kind of turn off.
That's
They
ridiculous.
control that? Does WorldSat control that?
Could maybe just EMF it.
I got banned. This is I try to post Twitch shadow banned me. What the fuck?
None of your pages are loading. You can't access anything.
They shadow banned me from everything?
Your connection just to the data pool seems to be just cut off.
That's ridiculous. I go outside. I touch grass.
Is there grass over
No.
here? I don't think we
I don't
have
think there's
anything
any grass
green.
anywhere.
So yeah, a Skull and Doc Ice, you probably noticed this because unless you were if you were streaming music, Skull, the streaming just stops and you don't hear your music anymore.
Oh no, not future Spotify.
I pull out my guns. And I just start shooting holes in the wall.
No, that's our building.
It's gonna get
We're
blown up
trying
anyway.
to save it.
Yeah, at this point,
Unless somebody
I don't
shows
think
up
that
with
job.
like a ski contest where we can win 100,000 eddies by tomorrow or whatever.
Oh!
I think we're boned.
God damn it.
Skull, do you
That's
try
right.
to radio to your peeps? Try to communicate with them?
Yeah. Like I try to radio people. Just
All
be
right.
like,
No.
As you try to like tap into the radio and like communicate to the other 2 members who are currently at the bar across the street to let them know, like, hey, my music stopped. Your radio is jammed as well.
you just walked me right into that one. Thanks.
And I think that's where we're gonna leave off this session is a couple of our members across the street at the bar. Our other two kind of like looking for bombs. There doesn't appear to be any WorldSat people who have planted anything, and there's no bombs currently detected. But you know that WorldSat clearly are making plans to replace your apartment building with a communications tower tomorrow. However, today, all of the the data pool connections have gone out, and radio transmissions have been jammed. Very, very interesting predicament so far. Yeah. So that is going to be the end of this session for Cyberpunk Red. Just to let everybody know, we're not playing next week. We're going to pick up in 2 weeks' time. So join us on Saturday the 23rd at 10 a.m. once again to see what kind of happens with WorldSat and everything that kind of goes on. So if you have a question, post it quickly and we can answer it if you have any questions about Cyberpunk. In the meantime, just want to say big thank you to Roll20 for allowing us to kind of like host our games on here. They have Cyberpunk Red character sheets on there that we use. Big thank you to HeroForge for making our characters. All of us made our characters in HeroForge and made our tokens. We also use HeroForge for the animations that we do for our sessions. So thank you to HeroForge for that. Cyberpunk Red is made by our Talsorian Games, and I do want to make mention something that I haven't mentioned before. I mentioned that last week they have like an old kind of magic-y Eastern tabletop RPG coming out next year. But if you're interested in cyberpunk things, I do want to say at Gen Con, I did get a little paper that says they are making a Cyberpunk Edge Runners mission kit. There's no release date. It's to be determined. They don't have an MSRP for it yet or anything like that. They were taking orders for like game distributors for there.
To be determined.
Yes. So it's standalone. So it should be similar to like the Jumpstart kit, where it's a standalone introduction to Cyberpunk. But it has lore about Edge Runners. It has 2077 and Edge Runners era weapons, cyberware gear, and rules for Cyberpunk Red. So, very excited for that.
Cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just also wanted to thank Eynoxart for the background image of the stream, and want to thank Alexi Action for the song we used for the intro and break screen and going away. Thank you for watching kind of screens.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Where did you get the maps and stuff, Spencer?
Oh, the maps, that was all part of the Jumpstart kit.
Nice.
So that's ripped straight from there. So all the maps, this is all what's included. This bar scene, the apartment, all of that is the street corner we used for the battle earlier. That's all part of this. So I did make other floors. This is the only floor they kind of include with the apartment. They include like a room, a single room as well, but this is kind of like what they include for that. So yeah, other than that, I kind of made like alleyways. I made a net structure, architecture, and stuff like that we're going to use in everything all in Roll20. But yeah, all the maps are provided in the Jumpstart kit, which is really nice because it's a nice variety.
Yeah.
So
do we do like advancement stuff at the end of missions or at the end of sessions?
Missions.
Okay, cool.
Specifically missions, which is why we haven't covered it yet.
Yeah.
So
I was making sure we didn't have to do that now.
Yeah. But yeah, I foresee that things are probably going to wrap up in the next session, and then we'll cover kind of like Bartle taxonomy. They specifically use a scientific paper published in '96 that kind of talks about the different types of players and what they're rewarded by, and it uses that to actually reward players, which I think is really cool. We'll kind of detail that after we finish the apartment mission. But yeah, that's that.
Yeah, it's a big part of game design.
Yeah.
I learned that going through. And it's important to know, the different types of players and what they find rewarding, and kind of build the game, or in this case, the, adventure around kind of fulfilling each player's not really needs, I guess, but like, but they won out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we covered a little bit of Bartle taxonomy. I had everybody circle 5 different things back in session 0. So if you want to check that out, we cover that at the end of our session 0. But of course, we'll go into more detail about how the point system kind of works and everything at the end of the mission. So, but yeah, if that's everything, we can kind of sign off from here.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Like I said,
Yep.
thank you everybody for joining. We're back in a couple weeks on the 23rd at 10 a.m. to finish out the Cyberpunk Red campaign. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we hope you learned something new. So remember to keep on learning.
Thank you all.